Homes, farms, commercial properties, and investment properties from all over Kentucky. Where? FordBrothersInc.com. Just click on, go to upcoming auctions, and you will be amazed. You can just browse or register to bid, and you're set. You'll have a front row seat to everything that you're looking for. Whether it's live or online, check out FordBrothersInc.com.
So, Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we're selling the country.
Friday nights in October, God made them for one reason and one reason only, and that's high school football. That's where we are tonight at the reservation. They say you can never go back home. Well, guess what? I'm home. This is Bob Boone. I'm joined to my right, Michael Gregg, and we are here for Toyota of Somerset's high school football presented by Ford Brothers Auctioneers and Realtors, and we got ourselves a good one tonight. Yes, Southwestern Warriors playing host to North Laurel, the Jaguars, in the first district game of the season. And Michael, first of all, good to be up here with you. Yes, We've done some basketball, baseball in the last couple of years, but been a while since I've done a high school football game. It's good to be here.
Thank you, sir. It's good to have you. And you're right, this is going to be a dandy contest. Southwestern hasn't had the season they'd like to have when the season kicked off. But really, everything prior to tonight is in the rearview mirror. This is the business end of the schedule. You pick up a win tonight, and you can flip the script on the entire season. That's the task in front of them. It's a tall one because North Laurel comes in playing really solid football.
Well, they say that every football season, or a lot of your sports seasons, are divided into three parts. You've got your preseason or your pre-district or your pre-conference games. Then you go into that conference, or in Kentucky we call them districts. You've got that district play, playing for a better playoff spot. Because here's the good news. Southwestern, no matter what happens in the next three ball games, or four ball games, I guess, is going to be in the playoffs because it's a 14 district.
Yes, sir.
But you want to increase your odds by moving up a little bit and get that little higher district seed so that you don't have to play a number one. And so it's things are 0-0 coming into the night. And that
yes,
is
sir.
exactly what Coach Foley told me just a few moments ago when I talked to him down on the field.
Yep, I mean, you're exactly right, 0-0. He realizes that, and of course, in trying to motivate the troops in a season where, like I said, things haven't went to the script, but again, all that's in the rearview mirror. You got to focus on tonight and hopefully pick up your first district win and get some momentum.
And you mentioned Southwestern has faced some adversity this season. They've had some things, had a couple of hiccups early on in the season, and that really did affect the mentality of this team. A few injuries, a few other things taking place, but now they come in here tonight realizing that, hey, it's a brand new situation. Everybody's 0-0 once again, and Coach Foley feels like his team is ready, that they've practiced hard in preparation for this week.
Yeah, he told me the same thing. Caden Campbell's still on the shelf. He's huge, probably your best offensive lineman on the team. Not going to be able to go. Other than that, all the troops are going to be able to suit up. And last week they were minus Jordan Lewis. He's back and figures to play a factor in the outcome of this one.
But it's not going to be easy. North Laurel, one loss on the season, and that was to Corbin, at Corbin, by a couple of points. That's highly respectable, to say the least. But this is a Jaguar football team that comes in with a lot of ability to run the football. They love to run, especially when you start talking about their quarterback, Josh Duncan.
Well, they not only
Jude
McWhorter. I think.
Yes, see, it's been a long time. Jude McWhorter.
They not only run the football, but I think more importantly, they completely dominate things on the defensive side of the football. They've given up like 49 points on the season, and they're big, they're strong, they're fast. They beat a 6A Madison Central team who's like third in the state, I think, in 6A. Beat them, kept them 7 points, I think, on the night, and had a big win last week at home against Collins. So North Laurel, oftentimes they talk like this is North Laurel season. The record and the schedule certainly seems like this might be North Laurel season. Foley has owned this team in the Foley era. He's 8 wins and 1 loss against North Laurel, the winners of the last 7, and North Laurel would certainly like to do something about that tonight, and Coach Foley like to continue his dominance.
Well, both coaches looking forward to getting off to a 1-0 start in district play, because that gets you out of that 1-4 matchup more than likely. But there's a lot of football still to be played, but we're looking forward to it. We are about 24 minutes away from your Entrust Healthcare Counseling Services kickoff. We're going to step out, take a 2-minute break, come back, and get you set up. We'll hear from Coach Foley, his words, and Michael and I will get you ready for kickoff after this.
Toyota of Somerset, we're known for great service before and after the sale, and so much more. Since 1988, Toyota of Somerset has been supporting our local communities. And we sell and service what a number of different rating services call the most fuel-efficient, dependable, and safe vehicles on the road. Toyota. Toyota of Somerset, South Highway 27 Somerset, and online at toyotaofsomerset.com. At Toyota of Somerset, we're all about you.
The drug landscape has changed. Illegal fentanyl has made its way into the drug supply. And it's a danger you might not see coming. A synthetic opioid up to 50 times stronger than heroin, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. It only takes the tiniest amount to cause a fatal overdose. A fraction of a raindrop, or 3 grains of salt. Your drugs don't come with an ingredients list. Although fentanyl is being mixed into almost every kind of drug, you wouldn't be able to see it, or smell it, or taste it. Fentanyl is one of the most common drugs involved in overdose deaths. Know the dangers. Learn the facts about fentanyl and ways to protect yourself at cdc.gov/stop-overdose.
Homes, farms, commercial properties, and investment properties from all over Kentucky. Where? FordBrothersInc.com. Just click on, go to upcoming auctions, and you will be amazed. You can just browse or register to bid, and you're set. You'll have a front row seat to everything that you're looking for, whether it's live or online. Check out FordBrothersInc.com.
So, Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we're selling the country.
Welcome back to the reservation. Bob Boone alongside Michael Gregg. Pat Harris on the camera tonight, and Matt, Lloyd on video production, coming to you live from Southwestern High School, home of the Southwestern Warriors. And let me just say this is the first time I've been here since the turf was put in, and it is absolutely gorgeous. What a facility it is. I remember when this was a cornfield full of rocks way back in 1992 and 93, getting ready for that 93 season. But it's changed a lot since then, and tell you what, the Warriors have had a rich tradition of playing quality football. But Michael, we mentioned this year not quite so much. They've struggled, but you know what? They still have some pretty good athletes and can still make a big run in district play and into the postseason.
They do, Bob. They have been snake bitten, so to speak. First couple games of the season really should have been W's, but shoulda, woulda, coulda. They were L's. A couple things happened, penalty here, touchdown call back there. You could have had some momentum. Those things are W's. Maybe it flips the script on the entire season. That doesn't happen, and you have a couple untimely injuries and some players having to miss a couple games. And when those are key contributors, that also hurts you a little bit. And so things have not went to script. And I asked Coach when I interviewed him earlier, I said, how do you keep guys focused and motivated in a season that hasn't really went the way you want it to? And it's just interesting to hear thoughts on that. And because the job of a coach is tough. It's easy when you're winning, not so easy when you're not.
Yeah.
And interesting. But it's been high cotton around here for a lot of years, so nobody's jumping off the boat. But it has been a tough year this year.
Indeed it has. And with that, why don't we step out so we can hear the words of Coach Foley earlier today. Michael had a chance to talk to him, so we're going to see what he has to say about tonight's contest.
This is Michael Gregg with Lake Cumberland Sports, sitting down with head ball coach Jason Foley of the Southwestern Warriors.
Coach, last week your Warriors fell to the Panthers of Pikeville 35-8. Pikeville is another tough opponent. Your team has faced many tough opponents this season, and of course you got another one coming up this week, but we'll hold that for a moment. How are you keeping your guys focused during a tough season?
Well, I mean, it's a challenge. Like you mentioned, most, of our schedule, 7, 8 of the 10 games have got contenders, top 5 in their class, championship contenders. And that's what we faced again last week, a really good Pikeville team who I think could be a state champion at the end of the season. And, we've had some things that's not went our way. We've been, last week you look at that game, it's 7-0. I think early in the second quarter, we've got them pinned deep, and then we give up a 80, 90-yard score and kind of breaks our back a little bit. But as far as keeping our guys up, we've just been trying to say, hey, this is a new season. Starting this week with district play, really the district is what has the biggest implications on the playoff seeding.
Yes, sir.
And so we've tried to take a fresh approach. We've been trying to just focus on us. Getting better, day by day, week by week. We've got youth, and I'm starting to see a lot of our young kids come on. I think you'll see more and more of those kids start to play on Friday nights, which is encouraging for us. And then we've got a few guys that'll be back in action that's not been with us as well. So hopefully with that, those combination of things, we can continue to get better.
So, Coach, that's exactly where I was going. Last week, you were down a couple key players, key contributors. So how's your team's injury report this week?
Well, we fortunately we'll have Jordan Lewis back in action. He's of course running back, plays on the defensive line. Now we really haven't got to see that a lot. We made that switch 2 or 3 weeks ago, very quick up front. He's one of our leading, if not our leading ball carrier in the backfield. Have him back. Caden Campbell is still out. He's still recovering from the sprain. We hope to have him back in the next week or two. He's progressing really nicely, but obviously that has been a big hole to fill because he's a monster up front for us. But we got some young guys that's getting a lot of good work, and they're getting better. So other than that, we've got 2 or 3 freshmen recovering from injury. Max Walters still out. Aiden Morris has came back. He's a young freshman that's back in action. And other than that, we're pretty healthy, though, and ready to go.
So, Coach, tonight, senior night for several of your seniors, or all of your seniors. And I'll take just a moment here and focus and spotlight them during this interview. So I'm just going to go down the list alphabetically. Zabry Cox. So give me just a few words what you think about these seniors when I call their name. Zabry Cox.
Well, Zabry, he has been a really big player for us the last couple of seasons. Hadn't played a lot of football coming into high school, but a tremendous skill player for us, one of our best receivers, and definitely one of our most experienced DBs, and proud of what all he's done for us at Southwestern.
He had a highlight reel catch last week. I know that was one of those recordable moments there.
Went up and got it.
Yes, sir.
Big play from him last week.
Caden Daughtry.
Well, Caden, from the time that he stepped in here, has been a really good football player. He comes in. He's been a linebacker, a staple at linebacker, really the last 3 seasons at the varsity level. Has been amongst the top in tackles. Got a nose for the football. He's kind of a utility player. I mean, he was playing tight end for us early in the season. Now he's starting left guard for us. And he's just, done whatever we've asked of him, and very, very proud of him, too, and what all his contributions have been over the years.
Nick Doan.
Well, Nick is I'm really proud of what he's done this year. He was mostly freshman JV player up until this season, and he stepped in. He started some games at linebacker for us. Just a tough kid, gritty, good team player, big morale kid that kind of speaks a lot of motivational things to our young kids and keeping our seniors up. So he's kind of a morale guy and a gritty young man. That's good.
That's good to hear. Devin LeClerc.
Well, that's probably a name that may be one of the more recognizable names ever at Southwestern. He's one of the only freshmen to start for us. He started on the region championship team that went undefeated, come on midseason and started, and really it's just been on ever since for him. He's been a great defensive lineman for us, He's last 2 years has been huge up front on the offensive line too, and so can't say enough about him. Definitely think you'll see him play at the next level, and he'll be a name to remember for a long time here.
Yeah, he's certainly been a key contributor for the Warriors for some time. Randy Vu.
Randy Vu was a young man, first year for us. He's a kicker. After losing Jace Gager last year, we had some big shoes to fill, and he's a soccer player, and he's kind of came over and helped us a lot. Mostly he does some field goal, extra point kicking, and he's been pretty solid when we've been able to use him in that aspect, and so we appreciate his contributions and coming out and helping us out.
Brody Walker.
Brody, kind of like Nick Doan, gritty, scrappy, doesn't say a lot, just kind of blue collar, comes in and works. The last 2 years has been a contributor for us on the defensive line, one of our best defensive linemen this year, and then he's also helped us on the O-line at times. But just proud of him. He's been a kid that works really hard in the weight room in the off seasons. He's gotten better and better, and just proud of him. And it's a young man that'll be successful in life just because of the way he approaches every day.
Yeah, that's a huge compliment there from the head ball coach. And last senior I've got on the roster, Kendall Wesley.
Kendall, one of the best athletes that we have on our roster. He's a kid that, even when he was coming out of the youth and middle school, you saw talent. And for the most part of his career, he was a lot of freshman JV. Was big time in our JV level. This year, he's got been contributing on the varsity level, and he's still one of the guys that we look to make plays. And hopefully, even the rest of the season, we can continue for him to be one of our best playmakers and make some things happen for us.
So, Coach, now let's move on to this week, and your team starts the business end of your schedule with district play. And it begins with a tough team coming to the reservation. Your season finale at home tonight, celebrating senior night, as we just mentioned. And North Laurel sits at number 2 overall in the RPI in 5A with wins over Mad Central and Collins to highlight their season. Coach, your team has had a tough year to this point, but all district teams are 0-0 this week, and your Warriors have beaten North Laurel the last 7 times you played them in the Foley era, 1-8 against the Jaguars. So you've kind of owned that team. That's the definition of that. So what are your keys to victory tonight against the Jaguars of North Laurel?
Well, first and foremost, you mentioned very good football team. Defensively, there's not many teams in 5A that's any better. That make a case that they could be the best defensive team in 5A on the defensive side of the ball. But we've just looked at a lot of film. Watched a lot of film. We feel like going back to, like you said, in years past, this is always a big game because it's usually the first game. Both teams usually give their best shot in that game, and we've had a good week of prep. We've scouted them well. I feel like our game plan is good on both sides of the ball, and we got to go out and execute what we've been working on. And I think the biggest key is we have to master physicality. If we can do that and hang around, I think it can get to the second half and it could get interesting for us and give us a chance to make a run at it.
And, Coach, this week, been fall break. Nobody's been in school this week in Pulaski County. I'm sure you've had practice and a full week of it prepping for district play. Putting in work, recognition this week, Coach?
Yeah, there's a few kids that really stand out for us as far as just putting in work. I want to mention Jeremy Rader. He's a young man that kind of comes in and day out. He's a young freshman that has really gave us a good look up front. Mention again Xavier Gregory, scout team quarterback this week. He's gave us a real good look. And then I want to mention Tayden Richardson, who actually suffered a little bit of an injury last week, but showed a lot of grit this week, as a junior, and has made some contributions for us in prep offensively. So those threes looked really good this week.
Yeah, and something I'll say about Tayden Richardson, didn't start the season punting the football, but has done a phenomenal job in that role this season for you, Coach. Not sure if he showed glimpses of that previously, but has done a phenomenal job there.
Yeah, he really has. Last year we lost Elijah Ray, who was a good punter for us. And coming in the season, it was a little bit of an unknown. And he actually was kind of our second or third look coming in, but he's just gotten better and better. And the one thing I will say, he gets really good height when he punts. And when it lands, if you notice, 90% of the time, he gets a great roll. A lot of times it'll be anywhere from 15 to 25 yards just on the roll. So unless they field it in the air, it's really good for us in that aspect. So yeah, he does a lot, defensively, secondary, and then plays some quarterback as a backup QB as well. So he does a lot for us.
We have noticed that the bouncing of the ball. He's living life right, I guess, because the ball's
yes, sir.
It's certainly been a nice tool for you. Well, Coach, good luck this week. I know this is a very pivotal matchup tonight. I know you're going to have your troops ready, and of course we'll be there. Buffalo Wings and Rings video game of the week for us this week with Lake Cumberland Sports. And as always, thank you for taking time out with us, allowing us to get a beat on what's going on in Warrior Nation.
Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it.
This has been Michael Gregg catching up with head ball coach Jason Foley of the Southwestern Warriors on the Coach Jason Foley Show here on Lake Cumberland Sports. This is Michael Gregg with Lake Cumberland Sports. And
buys a car the same way.
But everybody likes a smooth and fast
loan application process. UCB's new online loan application makes it easier and faster than ever to borrow the money you need.
Go to unitedcumberland.com and find the Lending Services tab.
Depending on your situation, you could complete nearly the entire process without ever having to come into the bank.
Without ever having to come into the bank.
When was the last time that you paid $0 and got everything you ever wanted? Well, here at Alton Blakely Ford, we're giving you just that. 0 down payment, 0% APR, and no payment for your first 90 days on select Ford models. That's 3 whole months of pretending you're a responsible adult without paying anything. Plus, we're throwing in a complimentary 2-year maintenance plan because we're not just good looking. We're generous too. But don't miss out. Stop in today at Alton Blakely Ford because this many zeros only come once a year.
Out here in the real world, we've spent too much time waiting around and wondering if we'll ever get to be what we really want to be. Now it's time to move forward, and with a little help from Somerset Community College, you can finish that degree or start a whole new life as an IT VIP, a healthcare hero, and more in less time and for less money than you think. The time is now. The place is here. Never underestimate you.
There is hope. Share your thoughts.
Talk
to us. Be a lifeline.
You are not alone.
You are not alone.
You are not alone.
You are not alone.
We are 6 minutes, 10 seconds away from the Intrust Healthcare Counseling Services opening kickoff. Bob Boone alongside Michael Kerr. I'm sitting in for the world famous, I'm going to, be like Gus on Fox Sports, the world famous Josh McKinney. And Josh, if you're tuned in, thanks for letting me wear your headset tonight as we get set for the Southwestern Warriors hosting the North Laurel Jaguars 5A district action tonight. And Michael, we heard from Coach Foley earlier, he talked about there's still some guys out, but he feels like this is a team that has really prepped well this week, and they've got a couple wrinkles. He didn't really share that, but he did with me. A couple wrinkles that we're going to use tonight. Be interesting to see if they able to put those to use.
Well, I think this is a time we usually talk about keys of the game, and I think that what Coach Foley said is the physicality. They've got to match the physicality of North Laurel. That's one thing you can count on with the Jaguars is they're going to get physical with you. They're going to get after you in the trenches, and that's something that Southwestern's going to have to match if they hope, or match or better, if they hope to compete tonight and move the football, move the chains, and score some points. They know that North Laurel is not going to give up many points, and so Southwestern's defense has got to keep the Jaguars, keep the Warriors in the game, because they can't plan on coming back for 2 or 3 scores because Jaguars are just real stingy on D.
Yeah, when I talked to Coach, he talked about, how tough North Laurel is. We've said that a couple of times, especially up front defensively. He feels like their front 7 guys are just brutal, and you'll see them line up in a 3-man front, 4 linebackers. You'll see them put a 4th guy down on the ground. They'll mix it up a little bit, so they do that real well. But he said they're just strong, and they really tend to do a good job clogging things up. So look for Southwestern tonight, maybe to get some quick hitters, some quick passes, swing passes, maybe quick tosses. Get that ball out on the edge where their athletes are and see if they can't make plays. Get away from the big guys.
Yep.
And see if you can't move the ball downfield that way. Yep. Captains are headed towards midfield, as you see on your screen.
Caden Daughtry, I'll try to give you the captains. Caden Daughtry from the left, that would be Zabry Cox next to him. Nick Doan staying back there, number 12, Beans. 77, Devin Leclerc, and 72, Brody Walker. That's 5 of your 7 seniors tonight. The only 2 seniors that didn't join midfield would be Randy Vu and missing somebody, Kendall Wesley, number 1.
Well, we know how big Leclerc is for Southwestern, and he is actually a couple inches short of number 73 for North Laurel. That would be Peyton Collins. I don't have a height and a weight on him, but he looks every bit of 6'4", 6'5", and close to 300 pounds.
Yeah, he's a lot of football player. He's a lot of high school football
You can't
player.
get the jersey stretched over that belly sticking out there. And I'm not saying he's got a gut. He's got a lineman belly.
That's the style now.
Oh, I know.
They like it hanging out. And
changed the rule a few years ago where you had to have everything tucked in, and now they don't care as much anymore.
Same thing with the knees. You notice that the pants now look like shorts.
They're getting higher.
Almost like board shorts on a lot of these players. And
coin toss. Michael, you've been around this team now for several years.
Yes, sir.
It's had to feel strange as part of you and Josh being a long-time part of the announcing crew, going through a season like this, because Southwestern has always been a contender for a district title, a contender for a regional title, and it has to feel strange to you guys, even from the booth, because announcers are neutral sort of, but we announce. We're the home team announcers and we cover all 3 local high schools as a company, and you guys you're the Warriors announcers, so it has to feel a little frustrating for you guys at times too.
Well, it is, and it has been, but we've been blessed, Bob. Like, we've had we've been spoiled. I'll go as far as to say that we've had a lot of success, and certainly in the Coach Foley era, that's when I came on board, was when Coach Foley was hired, and so it's been high cotton still term from Josh McKinney. And so it's not going to be one of those fair weather guys. And you mentioned neutral. I don't know that we're very neutral. I mean, we follow the team all season.
Right.
So you end up kind of making bonds with the coaches and some of the players. And so, we do this to cover the athletes. And Kevin Lloyd, the crew at Lakecomer Sports, allows us to be dedicated to these teams during football season, and it's unique in that aspect. Like during basketball and baseball season, we're just kind of a mixed bag.
Right.
But during football season, that's unique, and that's part of the magic of it. It's really nice as long as we're not driving to Belfry. That's a little bit overkill, but we're gonna have to do that next year. But anyway, it's been fun. It's been exciting. But this year has been a little challenging, and there's been a couple games that slipped through their fingers that they should have won and they didn't win, and this is what happens. But I think they have the right mindset tonight coming into this district matchup. And tonight's huge because the winner is 1-0.
Yep.
And you forget about everything that happened prior to tonight.
Yeah. You're going to have 2 teams tied for first, 2 teams tied for second, or last, if you will, when this night is over, because across town, the Pulaski County Maroons, our good friends, Paul Wright, Mike Kerr, bringing that game on audio-only broadcast, taking on South Laurel, the Johnny Hines' new ball club, and he's got them playing really well. They're undefeated this season, so that may be a bit of a ball game, but Pulaski County's just had a tremendous year, and you talk about playing tough schedules.
Oh, yeah.
The Maroons have been through the proverbial ringer. Spirit lines complete. They break down, and the Warriors will take the field. They will be receiving the ball to start this first half of play. And cheerleaders, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so our cheerleaders down below all wearing pink. And we've got some little cheerleaders out there with us tonight. I got to give a special shout out to my very good friend Abby Sutherland. She's just a cutie down there wearing them glasses and all, and she loves cheerleading, and I know her family's proud of her, so I just had to give an extra special shout out to Abby. Ball is teed up on the 40-yard line, back deep for Southwestern. You've got the return men. I'll try to get a couple of numbers for you.
Looks like it's Staley and Eichmann.
Ball is going to be bounced short about the 25-yard line, picked up there by Eichmann across the 25, and he's going to be hit and drop at the 28-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Warriors. And you know the starters. If you want to give them to us, that would be fantastic. But I do know your starting quarterback tonight, Zach Benedict, for the Southwestern Warriors.
Yes, sir. Let me get to that.
Zach Benedict, 26 of 52 on the season, 325 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions. He's also rushed for 348 yards on 65 carries.
Across that line of scrimmage, left tackle Jacob Kaiser, left guard Caden Daughtry, center Gabe Strunk, right tackle Devin Leclerc, right guard Zach Walters, and I'll finish that up in a second.
Benedict in the gun, and the pistol actually hands off, first man through all the way out to the 20 or 35-yard line. Pickup of about 7 yards on the carry. That is Jordan Lewis.
And he's a young man that missed last week, key contributor, and certainly glad to have him back in. Backs will be Lewis, Whitson, and Eichmann. Receivers, Kendall Wesley, Zabry Cox, and Blake Haynes. And you already mentioned QB1, Zach Benedict.
So Southwestern first play from scrimmage, just taking it right up the middle on just a straight isolation play. Again, strips receivers to the right, one to the left. Pistol formation, handoff again, straight up the middle, hit at the line of scrimmage, bounce off across the 40, all the way out to the 45, and being taken down there again on the carry. That is Jordan Lewis. And tell you what, he got walloped at the line of scrimmage, but bounced that thing all the way out to the 45-yard line for the Warriors' first down of the evening. That is
Lakeland Insurance Group.
Thank you.
Down. And Jordan Lewis, Bob, Coach Foley gave him a huge compliment. Said he runs angry. Reminds him of like an Adrian Peterson type runner. And you saw that on display here the first 2 runs of the game.
This time Lewis is going to be lined up to the right of the quarterback, Benedict, and they'll hand right back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. That was Benedict who kept the football. I almost said basketball.
Not quite.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We're getting there.
So 2nd down and 10, the situation, 10-27 in this first quarter of play. Nothing, your score just underway here on Toyota Somerset's High School Football, presented by Ford Brothers Auctioneers. We'll see twin receivers to both sides of the football, one man in the backfield. That's Lewis. He'll line up to the right of his quarterback. Barks out the signals. Now looks to the sideline. A little check with me. So they'll change the play.
Is this where we see one of those quick passes, Ball?
Maybe. Lewis flips to the other side. Fake to him. There it is. Ball out quick. Excellent defensive play. Makes the catch for a short gain, 1 yard on the reception for Southwestern. That's Aiden. Is that Aiden Whitten?
That is.
I'm sorry.
Aiden Whitson.
Whitson, thank you.
Actually, it looked like the defender got there before the ball, so credit Whitson for having the hands to be able to continue the catch there.
And North Laurel not fooled at all on that one. So it'll be 3rd down and long situation. Let's see. Did the Jaguars bring any kind of pressure? You got 3 receivers to the right. 1 man in the backfield. Snaps the ball, rolling to his right. And cutting it upfield and hit and drop. Maybe got a yard across. Well, they're backing him up, saying they're only going to give Benedict the line of scrimmage. That was a run all the way, I think. Had a little bit of a run-pass option there. Nothing open downfield. Kept it, and the Warriors will punt the ball away.
Well, the defenders of North Laurel, Bob, making him feel the hits. They were taking it with aggression on Benedict, as you would expect defenses to do when the quarterback ventures out running the football. So it should be Taden Richardson back to kick.
It is, and he'll punt the ball away. Nice punt. Gets away, bounces at the 30, takes a Warrior bounce, and as Coach Foley said, gets a nice roll out of it, then the ball's going to be down inside the 20 at the 17-yard line of North Laurel.
Taden Richardson continues living right. The ball does like him. Seems to go his direction, so this will be key here. Southwestern, after a couple positive runs, gets stonewalled. Now, how are they going to do against this Jaguars offense? The defense for Southwestern, I'll give you their front. They're going to go with the four-man front this week. The four-man front, Devin Leclerc, Jordan Lewis, Samuel Framer, and Brody Walker. I'll give you the rest of that here at the next play.
Jude McWhorter, the quarterback. Robinson, ball right up the middle. No gain on the play, maybe a yard. So it'll be second down.
20.
Nothing fancy about this North Laurel offense. They just come at you. They use those big guys up front.
Linebackers for Coach Foley's defense, Caden Daughtry, Hayden Poland, the freshman, Aiden Whitson, and then Zach Benedict will be in there also. And then the corners, Jackson Staley, and Blake Haynes, Zabry Cox, the safety.
Quarter hands it off to Robinson. He goes right up the backside of the center, gets across the 20-yard line, but not much after that. So defense looking tough on this first drive for the Warriors. Going to give him maybe a couple more. We'll call it third down and 6.
He's brought down by Framer. Brings up third down for the Jaguars.
Robinson on the season had a pretty good year. He's rushed for 459 yards on 95 carries. So that's right near 5 yards a pop.
That'll do it.
Again, it'll be Jude McWhorter. Robinson to his right. Wide receiver left. He's going to drop back. Looks, throws over here to the right. Is it caught? Waiting on the signal from the official. It is. And that's going to be enough for a first down. Colton Gilbert with the catch. He's caught 13, now 14 balls on the season. Pretty decent coverage, but McWhorter got that ball out on the little out route.
Down for the Jaguars.
Yeah, it was well defended, perfectly thrown ball. Moves the chains.
Ball on the left hash, 31-yard line of the Jaguars. 2 receivers left. Pro set on the right side. Robinson in the backfield. Bobbles the ball, does McWhorter, and he gets it up to Robinson. Break there for the Jags. That ball didn't quite get up into his hands, and Robinson had to go down and grab it. Going to lose a yard on the play. More importantly for the Jags, they maintain possession. We're down to 6 minutes. 13 seconds in this first quarter, and if both these teams keep running the ball like this, it'll be a quick nap.
It seems like it, Bob.
And as soon as you say that, you put in the old announcer's jinx. Trip receivers right, 1 to the left, 1 back in the backfield. That's Robinson. McWhorter takes the snap, swings it out on the right side into the flat. Nice catch, and up almost 10. Keeps going. They miss the tackle, breaks one, and he is gone for the Jaguars. Touchdown, North Laurel on the catch for the Jaguars. Is that Braxton Fultz, number 1?
After Fultz is complete.
That's who I have.
For the Jaguars.
I thought he tackled him. I went down to register the play.
Yep.
And, yeah.
Got to play through the whistle and didn't there, so.
Huge touchdown. That one's a 70-yard variety, Bob.
So, Jaguars in the huddle. Looks like they're going to go for 2 here in the early going. Actually, they've got a little swinging gate action set up. And they're going to run it that way. They flip it behind the wall on the left side. Again, that is Fultz, and he takes it in for the 2-point conversion.
That was interesting.
Fultz on the carry, 2-point conversion is good for the Jaguars.
Center just kind of grabbed it and almost lateraled it. I never had seen a play like that before, but kudos for the design on that one.
It's a numbers game, and you look at it, and if you have if the odds are in your favor, you make the call, and sure enough, and he's able to do that. He can just turn around, and that constitutes a snap to a man in the backfield, and that's the only rule that you have to meet.
What's the next great play? Deciding what to eat after the game. Don't just settle for any fast food. Get a win for your taste buds with Wings and Rings. We've got over 12 sauces for our award-winning wings, from sweet to super spicy. Plus, we're more than just wings. Our loaded burgers, crispy onion rings, and mouth-watering mac and cheese are guaranteed touchdown. Whether you're celebrating a big victory or just grabbing a bite with your team, make your next stop Wings and Rings.
Underage drinking is never okay.
So with 5:41 to go in the first quarter, North Laurel strikes first, a 70-yard connection from Jude McWhorter to Braxton Fultz. Fultz runs it in for the 2-point conversion. Squib kick on the ground, still around the ground, picked up at the 25 and out across to the 31. On the return for the Warriors, I believe that was Jackson Staley?
I think it was Kendall West.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to need your help all night.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm here for you, sir.
So it'll be 1st and 10, Southwestern. Picked up a first down, got the ball moving a little bit, and then had to punt it away. But let's see here. They'll set up. Twins on each side of the field. Benedict fakes it. I think a little mix-up. Not sure what's going on. Now he'll drop back. Has a receiver, and it's caught at the 45, across the 50, all the way down, flying into the end zone.
Yes, sir.
Touchdown, Southwestern Warriors. And I don't know if that was the way it was drawn up.
No, it was not.
But Benedict looked like he got confused, or there was a mix-up. He faked a run into the backfield. When he did, drew the defense up, and he flips it out to Colson Eichmann, and he picks up his first touchdown reception of the year.
Yeah, Eichmann's the burner on this team, has speed to burn, has been our player of the game multiple games this season, and I didn't think they were going to catch him. Now, you saw some speed Laurel had trying to catch him, but excellent way to answer that 70-yard touchdown with a touchdown pass, 68-yard variety.
Kick it's low. Did it squeeze through? No. So Warriors miss on the extra point. It is 8-6, 5:24 to go here in this first quarter.
Dr. Jesse Pace and Dr. Patrick Jenkins of Lake Kerman Orthopedics, sports medicine for athletes of all levels, from the weekend warrior to the professional. At Lake Kerman Orthopedics, our goal is to get each patient back to the highest level of physical activity possible. We are proud to support local athletics by serving as team physicians for Lindsey Wilson College, Southwestern, Somerset, Pulaski, and Wayne County High Schools, and other athletes throughout the Lake Kerman region. That's Lake Kerman Orthopedics, sports medicine. Well, that's huge. You got points against the stingy defense of North Laurel right here in the first quarter. So you got to like that. See what they can build.
And Michael, through the years, I've seen offenses run a play similar to that, where they fake that quarterback dive into the line of scrimmage, and then stand back and find a receiver wide open. If that wasn't planned, even a better job by Eichmann to see that his quarterback was in trouble, and he went into what they call scramble rules. That kick is a line drive, scoots on the ground, and it's going to go out of bounds. It'll be the illegal procedure penalty against the Southwestern Warriors, and we'll give North Laurel the football at the 40-yard line.
Well, I said it wasn't planned, so I shouldn't say that. I'm not one of the coaches. It didn't appear to be planned, but you're not wrong. Eichmann in the perfect place to take that ball, and I have said all year that Benedict runs powerful from the quarterback position, almost like a Tim Tebow-esque. That play was Tim Tebow-esque.
Very much so.
Very much
That's exactly what I thought. And he's wearing an orange jersey, so
that's true.
Why not?
Yeah.
So 1st and 10 Jaguars, 5:24 to go. Ball on the 35 after the illegal procedure penalty. Kick out of bounds. Jude McWhorter, the quarterback, hands off. That's to Simpson, and he is going to be hit and drop just across the line of scrimmage.
Robinson on the carry. He's brought down by Whitson. Brings up second down for the Jaguars.
Defense up front has done a good job. It's out on the edge and a missed tackle. It burned Southwestern here in this first period. Clock under 5 minutes. Simpson to the left of McWhorter. He'll lead block. McWhorter takes it, tucks it, and he's going to be wrapped up before he gets to the 40-yard line.
Samuel Framer on the tackle.
Nice job there by Framer. Framer came into the night with 8 tackles, including 2.5 tackles for loss.
Third down for the Jaguars.
Now, this is the first game that I can recall that they've lined him up as a down lineman on that front set. And that's another wrinkle that Coach Foley was adding in.
So 3-man front. You got Leclerc at 1 tackle, Framer at the other. Snap, drop back is McWhorter. He's in trouble, gets out of it, and he's going to be sacked. May not officially go for a sack, but good pressure up front by the Warriors, and I believe Brody Walker.
Yep. Brody Walker and Kate Daugherty both in on that stop. But Walker, the guy that wrapped him up down low.
Good pressure coming from the left side, and McWhorter had nowhere to go.
I know it's early. Southwestern playing inspired football. I like it.
3-man front once again. Kind of a bare defense. Nobody really back deep. One safety that's maybe 8 yards off the ball. And now we got a whistle, timeout, and Steven Nelson, head coach for the Jaguars, will take the timeout. 3:31 to go in the first quarter. 8-6 Jags on top of the Warriors.
That's a Ron Shaw Realtor timeout here on Lake Cumberland Sports. The name you know when you or your friends and family are buying or selling real estate is Ron Shaw with Weichert Realtors 4 Brothers. Ron has a long-standing history of community service and is a proud supporter of youth sports in the Lake Cumberland area. Ron truly cares for others and works hard for all of his clients, no matter the size or value of the property that they are selling. You can contact Ron Shaw at 606-271-0774 or email him at ronshaw45@gmail.com. That's Ron Shaw at Weichert Realtors 4 Brothers.
So a quick timeout. Coach Nelson and his all-white clad North Laurel Jaguars. School colors, navy blue or kind of a darker royal blue and green, Kelly green. They're wearing white pants, white tops, white helmets. And the Southwestern Warriors, they're in all orange. And the punt is going to go out of bounds, and that is going to be great field position for the Warriors. And let's see where they mark it. And we've got a flag down here at the 40-yard line. I don't know what that's about, but they're going to say the ball went out at the 40. Shoot, I was going to guess about 5-6 more yards up, so a little better than thought for the Jaguars, and I think the flag he just used to mark where the ball went. And bean bags. So now they're waiting on a football. We'll get that as the chains get set. But the Warriors, good news, get the 3 and out. 3:27 to go.
38-yard line. Warriors will take over here, and that's a first down, Warriors.
Twin receivers stacked each way. One man in the backfield. It's Lewis. Back there with Zach Benedict, the junior quarterback. In the gun, he'll hand it off to Lewis, goes straight up the middle, hit and stopped at the line of scrimmage. Not much there on that play.
No, ran to the pile. Didn't move the pile on that one.
Lewis on the carry, brought down by Edwards, brings up second down for the Warriors.
Samuel Framer checking into the ball game for the Warriors.
He's going to play your big tight end when you see him checking in like that.
No band here tonight. It seems eerily quiet.
I guess maybe because of break.
Break, yeah.
Break, I guess.
2 tight ends. 1 wide receiver each way. Direct snap to Benedict, and he's going to get the first down. Out across the 50, giving 12 yards on the carry.
Benedict on the carry. He's brought down by Robinson. That's another first down, Warriors.
So you bring in 2 tight ends, and that just helps you overpower that defensive front of the Jaguars. And
your jumbo set. And you saw the power running game of Benedict right there, Bob.
Yes, sir. And he runs forward, good pad level. He was going to get the first down. So ball on the 49 of the Jaguars. So Warriors in positive territory.
Another Lakeland Insurance Group first down for Southwestern.
Thank you. One wide receiver each way. Got a wing back, a little cross buck action. They give it to Lewis. And he's going to pick up a yard. So a little bit of a twist on a wing T type offense there. So it'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Warriors. Laurel playing one safety back deep. It's kind of the book when you play a Southwestern Warrior team. They're known to run the ball. One wide receiver each way, 2 tight ends. Direct snap again to the quarterback, McWhorter, and he'll straight up the gut. Maybe another yard or 2. 3rd down and 7 for Southwestern.
Benedict on the carry. He's brought down by Cole. Brings up 3rd down for the Warriors.
So it'll be 3rd down and 7. Last time the Warriors were in this situation, weren't quite able to pick it up. Again, same formation. Wide receiver each way, split out wide to the right. On the near side towards us, that's Wesley. Snap, fakes, throws it over to Wesley, and a little squirrel route, and just beyond his outstretched hands.
That brings up 4th down for the Warriors.
Now, Coach Foley with the decision to make, and it looks like the offense staying out there.
That's what I expected to happen. I didn't expect the pass there, but I did expect them to go for it if they did not convert it.
33 seconds to go in this first quarter of play. Warriors are going to line up. Couple tight ends. They got them H-back over to the right side. Benedict now checks with the sideline. And we got a timeout.
And they're going to make a liar out of me, and they're going to probably kick, I must say, after the timeout.
That's their first of the half.
Big thank you to Don Franklin, Somerset Family Dealerships, Kentucky, for being the official photography sponsor of Lake Cumberland Sports. At Don Franklin, work daily to provide their customers the best possible experience. You can visit any one of their 5 Somerset locations or go on Facebook at Don Franklin Somerset Family of Dealerships, where they treat you like family. And keeping stats and the correct score is important to players, coaches, and fans. And the same can be said about keeping your taxes and finances in order. For over 26 years, Randall D. Turpin CPA has been doing just that. If accounting is not your thing, let the pros at Randall D. Turpin CPA do it for you. Proud sponsor of the Randall D. Turpin scoreboard, located on Parkers Mill Road in Somerset.
Well, Southwestern, they get back into the huddle on the field after the timeout, and I think they're still going to go for it here, Michael.
Well, this is a ball control.
And I think your defense has done a good job. You've proven you can stop them other than the one play with a couple of missed tackles. You can cry about ifs and buts all day long, but. And I've been proved wrong once again. Taden Richardson back. Turn man for North Laurel, set up with his feet on the 21-yard line. Boots away. Nice high kick by Richardson, and calls for the fair catch and runs away from it. And another Southwestern Warrior bounce inside the 15, going to be down at about the 13-yard line. So a good punt, good swap of the field position for the Southwestern Warriors with 20.3 seconds to go. 8-6 on your Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard.
Again, what a weapon when you can get a punt off like that. Peyton Richardson has done a phenomenal job this season at that punting position. It's not sexy. It's not something you want to ever have to do. You don't want to ever punt. But when you have to, flipping the field like that, so important.
Well, I used to hang around one coach, and his philosophy was every possession ends in a kick. So that be a punt or an extra point and a kickoff, meaning you don't turn the ball over. So, and this one worked out well for the Warriors. McWhorter hands it off in the backfield. That's the big man there, if I'm not mistaken. Brody Pruitt. Pruitt's just carried 5 times, but he's a big old fullback type body. Got bounced around a little bit, was able to pick up a yard. And that's going to do it. Quarter winds down. 8-6 on your Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard. We got 1 quarter in the books. We'll be back with Toyota Somerset High School football right after this.
Toyota of Somerset, we're known for great service before and after the sale, and so much more. Since 1988, Toyota of Somerset has been supporting our local communities. And we sell and service what a number of different rating services call the most fuel-efficient, dependable, and safe vehicles on the road. Toyota. Toyota of Somerset, South Highway 27 Somerset, and online at toyotaofsomerset.com. At Toyota of Somerset, we're all about you. Homes, farms, commercial properties, and investment properties from all over Kentucky. Where? FordBrothersInc.com. Just click on, go to upcoming auctions, and you will be amazed. You can just browse or register to bid, and you're set. You'll have a front row seat to everything that you're looking for. Whether it's live or online, check out FordBrothersInc.com.
So, Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we're selling the country.
We're back.
McWhorter up under center, 2 backs in the backfield, hands it to the second man through. That is Cooper Robinson, and he's not going to get much. It's short gain. Call it 3. It'll be 3rd down and 5, a long 5 for the Jaguars. Staying in the game was Brody Pruitt. I'll tell you what, I don't have heights and weights on these guys, but Pruitt looks like he ought to be playing nose guard. Nose tackle now. I'm sorry, I'm old school.
Fun fact, Jordan Lewis does play nose tackle.
There you go. Split receivers, each side of the ball. Quarter in the gun, takes the snap. He's going to air it out down on this right side, way over the head of his intended receiver. That is not Jordan Gambrell. Let me get the... Hard to see the numbers up here. It is Jordan Gambrell, freshman receiver. So that's 4th down, and the Warriors again get the stop, forcing North Laurel to punt the ball away. And Southwestern, barring anything psychedelic, should get the ball in good field position.
Defense playing inspired football. Nick Doan, the senior. Beans checking in. Brody Walker, another senior, checking out.
Xavier Cox back deep for the Warriors. He'll set up inside his own 50 at the 46-yard line of the Jaguars. Good snap. Low punt's going to take a bounce away from Cox and going to roll to a stop at the 40-yard line of Southwestern, so 60 yards away for the Warriors. As I say, a good field position. Pretty good punt, though, to get that ball out of the back end of their end of the field by the Jaguars. This will be 1st down Southwestern with 11:07 to go. Appreciate you tuning in to our Buffalo Wings and Rings video game of the week. Had wings today. down there.
Pulaski County 7-0 on top of South Laurel. End of one, crosstown.
All right, they're moving right along as well.
I bet they're passing just a little bit more than we are.
You think?
I think.
Oh. There's a big guy named Leclerc lined up as the fullback. Handoff to Simpson, runs up behind him, and he's going to pick up a couple yards.
That's a new look. One of those wrinkles you might have been talking about.
Kind of reminds you of the refrigerator Perry back there.
Gonna bulldoze the way through, create a lane.
Second down and 8. Clock running, 10:40 to go in this first half of play. Benedict runs to the sideline, gets the play, brings it back to the huddle. Play clock down to 15, so plenty of time. It's going to have a back on each side this time. Simpson to his left instead. Simpson's going to lead block, getting the handoff and running up behind that lead block was Eichmann, picking up a good chunk of yardage. He'll gain 5. It'll be third down and 3.
Down for the Warriors.
So ball out to the 47 on this left hash. Big play here for the Warriors, don't you think?
I do. I think
keep this drive going, eat up some more clock.
I think it's 4 down territory, but I was wrong the last time I said that.
Benedict moves. Running back to the right, takes the snap, turns to go inside and decides to go outside, and there was nowhere to go out there. Lewis led up into the hole. Benedict kept the ball.
Fourth down for the Warriors.
So now it's 4th down and 5, and with that, you bring in the punting unit.
Yeah, I'm going to stop making predictions. 0 for 2. I don't want to strike out.
Well, I felt like anything positive there, they might have gone for it.
Yeah. But running side to side on this North Laurel,
you're winning.
Doesn't seem to be the recipe.
Coach Foley, you're winning the field position game right now with your punter.
Yes.
He takes it. Another nice high kick, and it's going to bounce at the 31-yard line and roll down inside the 20 all the way down to the 17-yard line.
We talked about this in the coaches show. I mean, we talked about the punting prowess of Taden Richardson and played a huge factor here early in this contest.
Yeah, that time Richardson, 37 yards, no return. So you've got the Jaguars pinned back again inside their own 20-yard line with 8:39 to go. Jags are going to send trips receivers to the left side. They'll bring one out here to the right. That's Jordan Gambrell. McWhorter. Quick pass out on the side. A little screen, and it's going to go incomplete. Well defended there by the Warriors. They saw that one.
There may be a little miscommunication on North Laurel. I didn't see a receiver that seemed like that ball was coming towards him. Looked like they were all in blocking mode. By my eyes.
Stops the clock on the incomplete pass. 8:34. 8-6. On your Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard. Twin receivers each way. One man in the backfield. Corner, that has Robinson. And gives it off to him. Tries to go left, and he is swarmed by this Warrior defense. And tell you what, Michael, as this game progresses, you can see the intensity building inside this Warrior defense. They're playing with a little fire in their belly tonight.
And that was Hayden Poland, the freshman, in on that stop, and you saw him popping up with a lot of energy. That's one of those young freshmen Coach Foley said to watch. Got a lot of promise.
Twin receivers each way. Robinson in the backfield to the right of McWhorter in the gun. Warriors rush 3. Plenty of time for McWhorter. Has a man caught and across the line to gain for a first down. Good pitch and catch there. Nice timing throw from McWhorter. That, I believe, was to his sophomore, Braxton Foltz, who had the touchdown for. So gets the Jaguars out of trouble. Foltz on the catch. First down, clock runs. Same formation, twin receivers each side. 3-man front again for the Warriors. They rush 3. And into the line of scrimmage. That is McWhorter, and he's going to be dragged down after about a 3-yard gain. He tried to go off tackle on the right side.
Quarterback keeper, he's brought down by the clerk, brings up second down.
How important, Michael, is it that Southwestern gets a stop here and keeps them off the board going into the locker room, regardless of whether or not Southwestern gets the ball back and scores?
Yeah, they want to stay within striking distance. That's part of what Coach Foley said. They need to survive this half number 2 and be in a position to, be close enough to be in the ball game, and he's done that.
Quarter again, snap directly into the middle of that line, picks up a couple, so it's going to be 3rd down and about 4.
Aiden Whitson bringing the thunder on that play.
Yep. 3-man front. And then you see them lining up 7 defenders about 3 to 4 yards off the line of scrimmage.
These two
they're going to say, okay. They're going to say he was down, so it's 3rd down and 6, excuse me. Simpson to the right, trips receivers right, 1 to the left. McWhorter takes a snap, looking now, rolling, going left, has a man open, hits him, and drops the ball. Tremendous defense out there for Southwestern on the play. That was that Richardson?
That's Jackson Staley.
Staley, number 8, thank you.
But now, to be honest, the receiver had the defender beat, and he just dropped the ball. But he got back there to try to make the tackle.
Staley closed on it, and he knocked the ball out.
And he got bailed out with the drop. So they're going to have to punt, we assume. If I'm wrong, then I've struck out, and I'm going to go home.
It's all right. Cox, once again, to return the ball. So a great stop, forcing the Jaguars to punt. I'd be a little careful here. Good situation where you might try something trickery. Cox waits the punt, another low one, kicked away from him, stops, bounces, and takes a right-hand or a left-hand turn at about the 37-yard line, and that's where it's going to end up being downed. Warriors with 5:58 to go in this half have a chance to put a drive together and maybe take a lead into the locker room. Of course, they received the opening kickoff, so they'll have to kick off to the Jaguars. But
after the way this one started, how surprised are you that we're still sitting here at 8-6?
Well, you've seen this team all season long. How surprised are you?
I'm very surprised. Pleasantly surprised, I might add.
I get it. Warriors playing good ball. Lewis moves to the left side of his quarterback, Benedict. Fakes the handoff to him. Now Benedict rolls, sets up, throws, goes long into double coverage, and that's going to be intercepted. Nope, fell out. Okay. That one was probably forced a little bit.
Yeah, Wesley turned into defensive back.
That's hit for Wesley, broken up by Foltz, brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, that one was
yeah, they're going to say it was broken up by Foltz, but it was more of Wesley breaking it up.
Yeah, and that was
on the Foltz interception.
Going against quarterback rolling left, trying to throw.
Yeah,
and it just wounded Duck. Lucky to
get away with it.
Lucky to get away with it. Yeah.
So that'll bring 2nd down and 10. Clock stops on the incomplete pass. 5:51 to go. 1 receiver each way, 2 backs in the backfield. 2 receivers to the left, excuse me. There's a little mix-up there in the backfield. They give it. I believe that's Lewis on the little cross counter, and he's going to pick up a yard.
I think that might have been Tutu. Whitson. We'll see when they peel him up. That was Whitson.
Yeah, I can tell by the height. A little bit shorter in stature is Aiden Whitson. Whitson had 240 yards coming into the night. So third down and 2. Or third down and 9 yards, I'm sorry. I'll get it right here momentarily. Each team has 2 timeouts remaining. Check with me on the sideline as they'll call the play in. Coach Foley signals. Everybody wears wristbands. They can look to see what the play is. Simpson, and that may have been motion. He got away with it. There's a ball. He's got a man open and caught out of bounds inside the 35, call it the 34-yard line. Nice little fade route there to the sideline and caught by Kendall Wesley.
That's huge.
Yep. That's a big play. Moves the chains, keeps the drive alive. Play clock stops on the out of bounds.
Well,
I like that. That was just a pretty fade route. Wesley got behind the defender.
Excellent catch, Wesley. And also it forces the defense to respect the pass threat, which loosens up the running lanes a little bit as well.
2 receivers split wide to the right, 1 to the left. Simpson to the right of his quarterback, Benedict. He rides him into the line of scrimmage, breaks through the first line of defense, loses the ball on the way down. And let's see what the call is. It's going to depend. A little discussion here.
We are having a discussion.
And let's see. I thought he was down, but we don't have replay at this level. Warrior fans down in front of us, they definitely thought he was down. Jaguar fans across the other way, they're definite about how they feel, and they just said he was down. So the Warriors will maintain possession after the 8-yard run by Simpson. It looked like he was sliding on the turf a little bit when the ball came out, but we're a long way from it.
Now, if that's down at the 24, how's that not a first down? Look at the marker. Look at it.
Should be.
Yeah, it should be a Lakeland Insurance Group first down.
Should be a measurement.
Second down and short.
Yeah, now Coach Nelson wants to talk to him about it. But you're right. They need to, because that ball is right on the hash mark.
Yeah, it's a first down.
Interesting. Makes a move, gets inside the 10-yard line, going to be driven out of bounds. It'll be first and goal for the Warriors.
Wow.
They're going to say he was out. Mark the ball at the 9.
Come to play football tonight, Bob.
So, with 3:40 to go in this half, with the point after touchdown try yet to come, Warriors going to line up for 2. Old-fashioned full house T backfield. Got a wing on the left. They're going to hand it off to the left side. Breaks 1 tackle in the backfield. Cuts it up. Gets into the end zone just before the pylon. Was that Lewis again?
That was Eichmann.
Eichmann on the carry. 2-point conversion is good.
So, just like that, Southwestern Warriors have the lead on the Citizens National Bank touchdown. 2-point conversion is good by Eichmann.
At Entrust Healthcare Counseling Services, your mental health matters. Life challenges can sometimes feel overwhelming, like a tough game with no timeouts. For 25 years, Entrust Healthcare has been a trusted teammate, offering individual, family, and couples counseling, as well as case management services, all tailored to your unique needs. Our caring and experienced counselors will help you develop the skills and strategies to tackle your challenges head on. Entrust offers convenient in-home, in-office, telehealth, or in-school counseling sessions so you can get the support you need wherever you need it. Call Entrust today. To learn more, visit their website at entrust-healthcare.com. And Entrust Healthcare Counseling Services, your mental health matters. And we're set for an Entrust Healthcare Counseling Services kickoff here as Southwestern has regained the lead. If you're watching this, we certainly thank you, and you've watching a good one.
Indeed. Also ready for play, kickoff, and going to be caught at about the 12-yard line, returned towards the left side, up across the 25, out to the 30-yard line. That's where the Jaguars will have it to start play here in this
McWhorter return brought down by West.
All-important drive for North Laurel. They got to be a little stunned, don't you think, Michael?
I would think so. However, recent history, Southwestern has owned North Laurel, and you certainly know that they haven't forgotten that across the sideline over there.
Trip receivers to the right. McWhorter in the backfield has one back to his right. He sprints out, looks, fake pumps, throws the ball way up in the air, and it's going to be out of bounds. So that ball had a little flutter to it. We noticed in warm-ups, Michael, that he put a lot of air under the ball, floated him out there, and that was an example there. That was Braxton Foltz, the intended receiver.
Well, I think Blake Haynes was on the coverage. He might have got his body into the receiver there a little bit. I think coach is just coaching him up a little bit. Did not get a flag, and probably fortunate.
Two receivers split each way. McWhorter gets the ball, hands it off. First man through and breaks a run, gets to the outside, 50-yard line into Warrior territory, run out of bounds finally at the 42 of Southwestern.
Robinson on the carry.
That is Cooper Robinson on the carry.
For the Jaguars.
Robinson finally bursted through that line for a big gainer. Dick Domes checking out, and Jordan Lewis checking back in the ball game.
So 3:14 to go. Clock stopped on the out-of-bounds play. Corner takes the snap, hands it off. Nope, he's going to keep it after faking it to Robinson. Keeps it around the right side. Pretty nice gain there of about 5 yards.
Second down for the Jaguars.
Second and 5. Two receivers, again, each way. McWhorter in the gun, has a sidecar, gives it up to that sidecar. That is Robinson. Picks up a couple. It'll be third and short. We'll call it 2. North Laurel Southwestern High School is kind of a similar story, how they were birthed. They were both. North Laurel came into existence, I believe, in 1992, a year before Southwestern, but you had Laurel County High School that split off. South Laurel, the old school, if you will, and Southwestern, of course, split off from Pulaski High. And now we got whistles, timeout. Southwestern, that's their second. A Ron Shaw Realtor timeout. 2:04 to go in the first half of play. Randall D. Turpin scoreboard has the Warriors on top 14-8.
On the field, you give it your all. You train, you push, and you rely on your team to protect your blind spots. But just like in sports, life throws you unexpected plays. For over 20 years, Lakeland Insurance Group has been the trusted teammate for families and businesses around the Lake Cumberland area and beyond. We're an independent agency focused on you, our community. From protecting your home and car to securing your business and employee benefits, we offer a wide variety of insurance solutions. We don't just sell policies, we build long-lasting relationships, ensuring you have the right coverage as life changes. Think of us as your dedicated coaching staff, guiding you through every season. Play it safe, live confidently. Choose Lakeland Insurance Group, your winning team, for peace of mind. Visit us at lakelandinsuranceGroup.com or stop by one of our 4 Kentucky locations.
The Appliance Side, Edwards Appliance Service.
So let's reset things here for you. 2:04 to go in this first half of play. North Laurel got on top 8-0. The Warriors have scored 14 unanswered points. Ball on the 34-yard line of Southwestern. Jaguars have it. Third down and 2. And the handoff directly to McWhorter, and he gets through the first line of defense into the second level, picks up about 6 yards, and is going to move the chains for the Jaguars. Clock stops momentarily while they reset the chains. Now it winds again. Robinson to the right of his quarterback, McWhorter in the gun. Twins to the left. Hands it off, and Robinson is going to be hit and dropped in the backfield.
C-Dot on the tackle, Caden Daughtry.
Nice play there.
Excellent individual tackler there.
You got to know that guy came into the night with 38 tackles, including 4 tackles for loss. I'm not sure he'll officially get one there, but tremendous effort holding the Jags to no gain. McWhorter takes the snap, fakes the handoff, holding, now getting some pressure. Flushed out of the pocket, looking downfield, and just throws that one away. And it took a whole bunch of time off the clock to boot. It's going to be 3rd down and 10 from the 29-yard line with 1:06 to go.
It took a little bit of damage from Aiden Whitson there as well on the throw.
You got to be careful. I know it was clean, but got to be careful because sometimes referees don't always see the same things we do, right?
That's right. Can't chance it. Don't want to chance it.
There you go. That's the part you hit the nail on the head. Robinson to the right. Handoff up the middle. Bounces it left. Gets wrapped up. Then breaks out and heads towards the boundary. Going to be out of bounds.
And how he broke that tackle, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. So 4th down after a gain of about 3. We'll call it 4th down and a long 6. And Jaguars going to go for it here, and not a second ran off the clock. I believe it was 1:01 when we started that play. But I could be wrong. I have been before. Quarter in the gun. Wide receivers, 2 each way. McWhorter drops back, throws across the middle, and that is going to be caught close to a 1st down, and they're going to move the chain. So he made the catch, picks up the 1st down. 5 seconds tick off the clock, 56 seconds to go. And a fresh set of downs for the Jaguars.
So Lakeland Insurance Group 1st down for the Jags. Count on that. 1st downs for Southwestern has 7 on the evening. North Laurel has 6.
Evenly played matchup thus far. So now Jaguars have 1 timeout as they decided to take their 2nd of the half. Talk things over. That's going to allow Jason Foley's troops to come to this near sideline and talk things over.
I think there was some question whether or not that was a 1st down or turnover on downs. Was in fact a 1st down for North Laurel.
Yeah, the official who spotted the ball, he signaled it right away, so I don't feel like there was too much to argue about. So the Jaguars can still get a 1st down, which that stops the clock. Out of bounds stops the clock, and you have 1 timeout.
Yeah, they've got time to score. Southwestern with a lot of momentum. Certainly that'll be milked out of this if they give up a score here.
So if you're North Laurel, they had to get to the 19, and that ball is actually about the 18 and a half. So now North Laurel, with that amount of time and the timeout, they can run the ball here a time or 2. They do not have to put it in the air. Send a man in motion. First time we've seen that. McWhorter drops back, faces a heavy rush, throws the corner fade, and lots of pressure, but good defense by the Warriors. Covering on the play for Southwestern now is Jackson Staley.
Pass intended for Gilbert is incomplete, broken up by Cox, brings up 2nd and 10 for the Jaguars.
Almost looked like they set up a middle screen there because it appeared for Southwestern to get 2 or 3 guys past the line of scrimmage come rushing towards McWhorter, but instead they throw it deep.
Yeah,
on the backside.
Surprised not to see a run right there, honestly, with the time remaining.
So 2nd down and 10. Robinson in the backfield. McWhorter takes the snap. He's being chased, in trouble, and he's got to throw that one out of the back of the end zone.
That was too close for comfort. Because the receiver caught the ball, but he just ran out of real estate.
You could tell when it was in the air, though. I didn't think there was a chance in.
You're more confident about that than I was. It was too close. I was sweating that one a little bit, Bob.
I didn't think he had a snowball's chance and a conviction of catching that one.
Well, I am glad you were correct on that, sir. Since up third down, so Southwestern.
But you are right. He got behind the defense.
Yeah.
And looked for maybe the Jaguars to pull that one out again. Same formation. Porter takes the snap, looking. Now he gets wrapped up and dropped for a sack. And now we got a late flag comes in well after the play, and those are ugly, especially if it's on Southwestern. Let's hope not. It was far away from the play. I don't know if it was a celebration, a shove, a push, and it is a personal foul against the Warriors, so you can take the sack. You're going to mark the penalty off from there. That's the 25-yard line, so half the distance to the goal and a fresh set of downs. Ick.
So a 15-yarder or a half the distance?
Well, it'll be half the distance. It was at the 25, so it should put the ball at the 12 and a half. And interesting, the Jaguars have just called their last timeout during this stoppage in play.
Well, they didn't give them a fresh set of downs.
Okay, because it was, all right, you're right. They ended up, so it's going to be 3rd down and 4. Since it was a post-play foul. So 40 seconds. Jaguars out of timeouts now. They can still get a first down. They got to get the ball to about the 8-yard line.
Yeah,
I don't understand that timeout call right there.
I'm not sure who the personal foul was on, but I think they're saying it's 4th down, Bob. So it is going to be 4th down.
Okay, you're right. Yeah, you don't replay the down either. Mark it from the spot. Don't move the chains. Don't replay the down. This will be a big play.
And that's why they called it.
That is, there you go. I get it. I stand corrected.
Huge play. Goes without saying.
Get those car keys out, ladies and gentlemen. This is a key play. Well, we can't jingle our keys anymore. We got them fancy buttons and clickers.
Right. Yeah.
Used to the whole stadium, you know. Trip receivers to the left. One split out wide to the right. Clear out to the hash mark on this near side. Ball's on the far left hash mark.
Wherever one is at, I double cover him.
Yep. Quarter. Robinson to his left. He's looking left, gets flushed out of the pocket, has a receiver crossing in the end zone. Touchdown, Jaguars. Well, McWhorter got himself in trouble a little bit, flushed out in a great crossing route, deep crossing route.
What happened?
I'm not sure.
False start on North.
Oh, my goodness. Big break there for the Southwestern Warriors. That will replay the down, so they'll get another chance. Woo! I didn't see the flag. It must have been on that far sideline. I don't see coaches in the ear of an official, so.
This game's got all the emotions here in half number 1.
So now with 34.9 seconds to go, 4th down, 9 yards for a first down. Ball on the 17-yard line of Southwestern in the Rick Barker red zone for the Jaguars. Gordon takes the snap. 3-step drop, gets hit as he releases the ball. And what a defensive play for Southwestern on the coverage. Fantastic.
Is that Benedict?
That is Benedict, who come over from his safety position and timed his leap perfectly, knocked the ball out. Put that one down in your scorebook, ladies and gentlemen. That was a big play.
Benedict has played phenomenal football this season, running the football at the quarterback position. That's a highlight defensive play for him, so that is huge.
It was a good pass. McWhorter stood in the pocket, took a tremendous hit. I didn't see who laid him out.
I did not either.
As he let go of the ball, might have caused the ball to flutter just a little bit. But now if you're Southwestern, no timeouts. Do you just take a knee and go to the locker room with the 6-point lead?
I think so.
Or do you run the ball once or twice, see what happens?
So you got one, I don't know.
You got one timeout. I would probably run the ball in the line of scrimmage, see what happens. 2 safeties deep for Southwestern. They're going to run it. Coming around the left side, breaks one tackle in the backfield, across the 20, 25, out of bounds. Stops the clock, maybe. They lost about 3 seconds. He went out of bounds with about 21 and a half, so call it 2 seconds. But nonetheless, clock does stop now, and it's going to be close to a first down. Just shy.
Eichmann on the carry, run out of bounds by Sutton. Brings up second down for the Warriors.
Wow.
So that was Eichmann on the carry for the Warriors. Now they're going to say first down.
Okay.
Correction.
The ball was on the 17, and it's out at the 27 where they set it down. So first down, 19 and a half seconds. Snap, Benedict, quarterback drawn, runs away, breaks the tackle in the backfield across the 30 and down. Barely tackled at the 34-yard line. Clock continues to run. You got one timeout, and the Warriors will take it. So 7.8 seconds to go. Last timeout for Jason Foley's Southwestern Warriors. Ball is out to the 34-yard line.
Looking for the perfect night out at Brew and Dough. You'll find some of the best pizza you've ever put in your mouth, handcrafted sandwiches, calzones, and a delicious salad bar. And to keep the good times flowing, there's a full-service bar. Friday nights, come and sing it like you own it with karaoke, where you're the star. Brew and Dough on South Highway 27 in Somerset, stoplight 21. When the pressure's on and you got to go on the field or in your home, go Big Blue. Big Blue Septic Service, your local experts for all your septic needs. We tackle tough clogs and keep things flowing smoothly. From pumping and inspections to repairs and installations, we're the heavy hitters in the septic world. Don't let a septic issue sideline your home. Call Big Blue Septic Service and experience the winning difference. Big Blue Septic Service. When you got to go Big Blue.
First, we'll name our Brew and Dough lineman of the game at the conclusion of this one, as well as our United Cumberland Bank defensive player of the game and our Somerset Community College offensive player of the game. Snap to Benedict, hands it off on the right side, and if he didn't get the first down, that's going to be it. But I'm going to say he didn't, and the clock runs out, and we are at halftime. And a dandy of the first half of high school football it was. 14-8 is your halftime score. We're going to step out, take a break. We'll come back, give you a quick scoring recap. Michael will have some stats for you and get you set up for the second half of action. This is Toyota Somerset's high school football, presented by Ford Brothers Auctioneers and Realtors.
Here at Citizens National Bank, we still take pride in treating each and every customer like we would want to be treated. Our employees are here to help you navigate the confusing lending process and determine which type of home loan best suits you. Schedule an appointment today. We have highly qualified loan officers ready to serve you.
Out here in the real world, we've spent too much time waiting around and wondering if we'll ever get to be what we really want to be. Now it's time to move forward, and with a little help from Somerset Community College, you can finish that degree or start a whole new life as an IT VIP, a healthcare hero, and more in less time and for less money than you think. The time is now. The place is here. Never underestimate you.
There is hope. Share your thoughts.
Talk
to us. Be a lifeline.
You are not alone.
You are not alone.
You are not alone.
You are not alone.
When was the last time that you paid $0 and got everything you ever wanted? Well, here at Alton Blakely Ford, we're giving you just that. 0 down payment, 0% APR, and no payment for your first 90 days on select Ford models. That's 3 whole months of pretending you're a responsible adult without paying anything. Plus, we're throwing in a complimentary 2-year maintenance plan because we're not just good looking. We're generous too. But don't miss out. Stop in today at Alton Blakely Ford because this many zeros only come once a year.
Introducing Hardee's Homestyle Breakfast Burritos. With cheese, fluffy egg, crispy hash browns, breakfast sausage, bacon, and sliced ham in a warm tortilla. Homestyle morning goodness ready to go.
For the win, next one win.
We are back here at the reservation where Southwestern Warriors on top of the North Laurel Jaguars by a score of 14-8. Bob, you want to give us a scoring recap, sir?
Quickly, it was North Laurel in the first quarter. 70-yard pass from McWhorter to Fultz. Fultz ran it in for the 2-point conversion, and it was 8-0. But on the next offensive snap, it was the Southwestern Warriors coming back, and a 69-yard toss from Benedict to Eichmann says, if you can do it, I can do it better. The extra point try was no good, and at that point it was 8-6, and it stayed that way all the way till the 3:40 mark of the first half, when on a 3.5-yard Eichmann run, the Warriors took the lead, and the 2-point conversion was good, making it 14-8 at the half. I don't think anybody saw this one coming at this point. Do you?
Well, I think Coach Foley would like to say he would foreshadow this, but I think it's safe to say
he was confident when we talked to him.
He was confident, and he knew his team was capable, and they just had some things not go their way, and they've had things go their way here in half number one. And, of course, you love to have Caden Campbell out there, and certainly would have helped things, but Caden's still on the shelf. Some stats, some team statistics for the Warriors: have 8 first downs in the first half, 79 yards on the ground on 19 attempts, 112 yards through the air on 4 out of 6 pass attempts. They have the 1 touchdown, no interceptions. They do not have a fumble. They were penalized once for 13 yards. They have their 1 out of 4 on 3rd down conversion attempts. North Laurel Jaguars had 6 first downs. They had 57 yards on 19 carries, 98 yards through the air on 4 out of 12 pass attempts, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. They were, they were penalized twice for 8 yards. They are 3 out of 8 on 3rd down conversion attempts and 1 out of 2 on 4th down conversion attempts. Some individual leaders for the first half. I'll start with the Jaguars of North Laurel. Cooper Robinson, 10 rushes, 43 yards. Jude McWhorter, 7 for 10. And Brody Pruitt, 1 rush for 1 yard. Passing the football, Jude McWhorter, 4 out of 12 for 98 yards and a touchdown. And then receiving the football, Braxton Fultz, 3 receptions, 90 yards and a TD. And Colton Gilbert, 1 reception for 8 yards. For the Warriors of Southwestern, Jordan Lewis, 8 rushes, 36 yards. Zach Benedict, 6 rushes, 27 yards, and a touchdown. On your scoring recap, you have Eichmann with that touchdown. That was actually Benedict with that rushing score.
It was Eichmann got the 2-point conversion.
Yes, sir. And Colston Eichmann had 3 rushes for 12 yards, and Aiden Whitson had 1 rush for 1 yard. Passing the football, Zach Benedict, 4 out of 6 for 112 yards and a TD. And then receiving the football for the Warriors, Colston Eichmann, 1 reception for 68 yards and a touchdown. Kendall Wesley, 2 for 43. And Aiden Whitson, 1 for 1. And that's your offensive numbers here in half number 1 in a game where, we knew and chronicled how important district play is, and how, Southwestern coming in with a record that they would like to, change, but obviously you don't get to do that. But everybody's 0-0 here as we approach district play, and they're off to a good start.
Yeah, senior night here at the reservation, and wanted to just to go ahead and
I've got them.
You've got them.
I do.
Honor those seniors.
Yes, so our seniors that are suiting up here for the last time here at the reservation, pending. I shouldn't say that, because district play still in front of us. Some crazy things could happen. You could host a playoff game, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. But our seniors, Kendall Wesley, Zabry Cox, Caden Daughtry, Nick Doan, Randy Vu, Brody Walker, and Devin Leclerc. And those seniors already playing key contributions here in half number one. Again, Southwestern really sitting pretty here. They're going to have to kick here in half number two. So North Laurel going to get the football, but North Laurel probably a little frustrated not being able to punch that ball in. They were sitting down there in the Rick Barker red zone against the Warriors, and the Warriors had that bend but don't break approach. Was able to keep the Jaguars out of the end zone. And of course, they hold the 14-8 lead at the half on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard.
Well, when you talk to Coach Foley, and in the coaches show, and then I got a chance to talk to him a little bit before the game, we both heard the same thing from him. He really felt like their offense wasn't that powerful, that they weren't that explosive offense. Now, they scored on an explosive play, and they almost broke another explosive play. But he said that's not usually their MO, and he felt confident that if he could put a few points on the board against this tough defense, that they had a chance. He said, we want to get to the second half. And he said, they're in the locker room talking about that right now. We are in the second half, and we got the lead. That's what he's telling those guys. And so now what he's going to do is says you got to go out there, and this opening drive of this third quarter could be as important as any drive Southwestern's had this season.
Understood.
They can get the stop, turn around, and then maybe put another score back up on the board. I think that would be huge for their confidence, or maybe more importantly, huge for the deflation that it causes on the side of the North Laurel Jaguars.
Yeah, I think North Laurel, the players for sure, Bob, I think are just shocked that they're in the position that they're in right now. And Coach Nelson for North Laurel probably over there really, just regrouping the troops and getting them focused here for half number two. But that opening touchdown, that 70-yard touchdown pass, the player, dove into the end zone, kind of showboating a little bit. And, of course, I guess that fires the troops up of Southwestern. They have won the last 7 matchups between Southwestern and North Laurel, and they're looking to make it 8 in a row. Of course, if they do, it'll be a shock to most of the people around the 5A land, because North Laurel has played some stout competition. They sit number 2 overall in the 5A rankings. I think second only. I've got that here on my second only to Madisonville, North Hopkins. And you've got North Laurel, then Pulaski County, Scott County, then South Laurel. So all of the teams inside our district all bunched at the top, with the exception of Southwestern. So a lot of folks looked around the state, looked at this game, and thought North Laurel is going to have no trouble. And Southwestern just played inspired football. Certainly, I'm sure Coach Foley, you're not going to rest on your laurels, but you got to be happy with half number one. You've proven that you can play with this bunch, and you're 24 minutes away from getting 1-0 in your district and being in the driver's seat a little bit here before you travel to South Laurel next week, which I do have a scoring update in that game.
That's what I was looking for.
21-7 at the half, PC on top. South Laurel does receive the second half kickoff. So that one, Pulaski County.
I did see one post that said that South Laurel's gotten inside the 10-yard line on a couple of occasions. So, miscues or something happened there. We don't really know. We'll try to keep you up to date on that one as much as we possibly can. Michael, go back to this team and the season that it's had. And we talked a lot. You walk in here and there's a lot of pride here at the reservation. I was blessed enough to be part of this program when it very first started, way back in 1993. Was part of the coaching staff here. I watched my children go to school here and graduate. My son played here. My daughter was a trainer on the football team. All of the history that Southwestern built, and it seems like that just has continued on, throughout until 2025 happens, and it's just a weird football season. You mentioned strange bounces. But when you come into this place, you look, and I have to admit, I felt a little bit of pride. And I thought, man, look at how this place has grown. Look at those district titles and regional mention and titles up there on the field, on the side of the field house. There's a lot of pride in this Warrior Nation. And I have a feeling that somewhere these seniors saying, hey, it's senior night, they've reached down deep, and they said, we're not going to go out on a bad note. We're not going to put go out with a bad taste in our mouth. Now, they've done it for 24 minutes, and you said 24 minutes to go. Can they continue this? They've got all the momentum. Can they continue this on and come away with a win and be 1-0 in district play, set up for a big game next week at South Laurel?
They can, Bob. And going back to the season opener at Barron County away, they lose that game 12-6. They have a touchdown taken off the board due to a penalty. In my mind, I'm not saying the penalty didn't happen, but that game should have been a win at the season opener. Then you come back home on a Saturday. We played a Saturday game against Campbell County. That game they lost by 21-19. They gave up, and I can't remember if it was the opening kick of the second half, but they gave up a kickoff return touchdown to Campbell County, and that seemed that was the difference in the ball game. Again, that game, they should have won that football game, but they didn't. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. And I'm sure that Coach Foley, you either win or you learn is kind of the mentality. Week number 3, they went across town to Somerset in a game that was weather delayed, and they went down and scored a touchdown. Somerset scored a touchdown. Southwestern had to punt. Then Somerset scored again. And then Somerset continued to score, and Southwestern, it was like they were deflated. So for the first time all season, like Southwestern got beat. Somerset beat Southwestern. They hadn't played them in 11 years, but the energy that night just wasn't there. I don't know if it was the weather delay or what it was. And then Belfry came to town. Belfry's a different kind of animal. Belfry is a really solid football team, and they ran roughshod over Southwestern, 57-15. That was a game that Belfry has always been a running team. Belfry's added a little passing element to their offense. Belfry is a legitimate contender for a state title in their class. Mercer County, we went on the road, picked up a win, 53-30. Mercer County, I don't want to be derogatory towards Mercer County. I think defense is optional in Mercer County. If you look at their schedule, they've given up a lot of points this season. But Southwestern got the wheels turning a little bit against Mercer County. Got a win, got a little bit of momentum, and then they came back and had to host Pikeville. And Pikeville's a contender for a state championship in Class 1A. And Pikeville, again, solid football team. And so it's a combination of a couple things. First 2 games should have won. And then you played really, really tough competition. And Coach Foley mentioned that, like 8 teams on his schedule are right at the top of their respective classes and potentially going to compete for a state title. You got the schedule you got to play them. This was a tough schedule when you approach the season. And but this game tonight, the first one that really matters, that business end of the schedule, at half number 1, Bob, they have shown they've persevered the storm, if you will, and not allowed the storm that they've endured in this first part of the season affect their psyche, where they couldn't come in and compete tonight, because they've competed and they've played really solid football against currently the number 2 ranked team in the whole class of 5A. That's saying a lot, because that's above Pulaski, it's above South Laurel. So they're proving that they can compete.
Well, you cannot sneeze at Coach Jason Foley's record.
No,
He's
sir.
done well out here, in a list of coaches that have followed through, ever since the very beginning of this program. But 24 minutes to play is the first half. Clock winds down. Of course, we'll have the 3-minute mandatory warm-up period. I still do not understand why they don't just make it halftime or make it 18 minutes and be done with it, and everybody's got to be out here, to get loose at the 15-minute mark. But, potato there, it's an 18-minute halftime, just a couple minutes shy of what you see at the college level. But as Southwestern gets ready, they're going to have to do what they can. I said we agreed that this first drive is going to be really big if North Laurel's able to drive the ball down the field and put a score on the board, Southwestern, how do they react? And I think that's going to be the telltale sign of how this game finishes out.
Well, they reacted fine. They were down early. They were fine. They didn't hang their heads. And I think the defensive play that Benedict made in the end zone there that prevented that score, I think that propels him as well, like here in half number 2, because so much of Southwestern's success hinges on Zach Benedict. And I think that he is going to come in rejuvenated and ready to rock and roll. I do have an update.
Yes.
And I don't usually get text from the head ball coach at halftime, but I just got a text message from Coach Jason Folk. And it's not good news. Leclerc out the rest of the game.
Ouch.
And I don't know what happened or what happened that resulted in that, but that's a blow that we're going to have to keep an eye on because he is a difference maker. And so we shall see. Again, it's going to be a team effort. No one man's going to win or lose this contest. So it's time to bring it. We're going to step out for a word from our sponsors here, Matt. We'll be right back. We're about a minute and a half away from the kickoff here in half number 2.
Starts a business the same way.
Buys a home the same way.
Buys a car the same way.
But everybody likes a smooth and fast
loan application process.
UCB's new online loan application makes it
easier and faster than ever to borrow the money you need.
Go to UnitedCumberland.com and find the Lending Services tab.
Depending on your situation, you could complete nearly the entire process
without ever having to come into the bank.
Without ever having to come into the bank.
There is hope. Share your thoughts.
Talk
to us. Be a lifeline.
You are not alone.
You are not alone.
You are not alone.
You are not alone.
When was the last time that you paid $0 and got everything you ever wanted? Well, here at Alton Blakely Ford, we're giving you just that. 0 down payment, 0% APR, and no payment for your first 90 days on select Ford models. That's 3 whole months of pretending you're a responsible adult without paying anything. Plus, we're throwing in a complimentary 2-year maintenance plan because we're not just good looking. We're generous too. But don't miss out. Stop in today at Alton Blakely Ford because this many zeros only come once a year.
We're back for second half action for Intrust Healthcare Counseling Services kickoff. Bob Boone back with the call.
Thank you very much, Michael. 12 fresh minutes up on the clock. Third quarter of play about to begin. Warriors will move. They will kick the ball right to left as we look at it. Kick is away, going to be fielded at the 20-yard line, taking it straight up the middle, across the 30, 35, out to the 39. So good starting field position for the Jaguars. And Michael, do you want to share your news?
Well, I got an update. So Devin Leclerc was not going to go here in half number 2, and don't know the story on that, but certainly Leclerc, an impact player for the Warriors, and whatever's going on with him, wish him well. And we're going to have to weather this storm without top 2 linemen, Leclerc and Caden Campbell. So that's a heavy blow.
So ball on the right hash mark. One man in the backfield, McWhorter. They'll hand it off to that man. That's Simpson. It's hit at the line of scrimmage and falls forward for a couple. I said Simpson, it's Robinson. Thank you.
Whitson on the stop. Whitson's had a nice game defensively.
Short gain, 3 yards. Well, as we said, this is a huge drive.
You got Lewis now in it.
3-man front.
One of your down linemen.
For the Warriors. Here comes some pressure. Blitz outside, and McWhorter fakes the handoff and keeps it That was a good call by him. That was a little zone read option for him, and he pulled that ball out of the belly of his dive back, and when he saw the blitz coming from the far side, tucked it himself and picked up about 4 more yards. So it'll be 3rd down and 3.
And Daughtry on the blitz and then was able to turn around and change direction and still be in on the tackle. Daughtry's been a defensive phenomenon for Warriors this season. Played extremely well.
Snap, McWhorter straight up the middle. Hit at the line of scrimmage. He's going to be well short of the first down, maybe a yard. So Coach Steven Nelson has a decision to make here. Checking into the ball game, Trent Talent, a junior, primarily an offensive lineman, but does have 3 tackles on the season. Going to get in there. Jaguars going to go for it. This is a big play here. Twin receivers each way. 1 man in the backfield. That's Robinson. He's to the left, and McWhorter takes snap straight ahead. He's going to be close. I think he got it. I think his second effort as he drove into the pile, and they're going to move the chains. It'll be a 1st down. Well, they're still looking at it. Yep.
1st down, Jaguars. Lakeland Insurance Group 1st down for them. That is their 7th 1st down on the evening. Southwestern had 8 in the first half.
It's been all Jude McWhorter here to start this second half of play. Now he's got Robinson lined up to his right. Takes the handoff, looking to go over the middle. Has a man, overthrows his intended receiver, and that's Braxton Foltz.
And that play was there.
Pretty designed play, and he just couldn't connect.
Again,
you better keep an eye on one. Wherever he's out on the field, he is a big play maker, is Foltz.
Had caught 11 passes coming into tonight. A couple of touchdowns on the season.
Of course, tonight, 3 for 90 and a touchdown.
See Nick Dohm checking back into the ball game. He replaces the big guy Talent. Twin receivers, same formation, fake them on. They swing it out, and I tell you what, you said keep an eye on Braxton Foltz. Guarantee the Warriors did right there, and that was Zach Benedict. He read that play from the get-go. Loss of 2 on the play.
The only thing, Bob, be careful. It's fine to play with emotions, but don't get a personal foul penalty.
Right.
It'll hurt your team.
Yep. Don't be selfish.
And you got video, so you can
celebrate.
See for yourself.
Yeah, celebrate as a team.
Yeah. Just be careful. You're playing awesome.
2 receivers each way. Robinson to the right of his quarterback, McWhorter, 3rd down and 12. Drops back, looking, throws over the middle, headed for Braxton, but it's overthrown again, and that's going to be 4th down and 12. Now, kind of be surprised. Looks like the Jaguars are bringing the punt unit on. Incomplete pass, so the Warriors get the stop they were looking for. 8:49 to go in this 3rd period of play.
I noticed Benedict on the coverage there, too. I'm just curious. I'm not going to try to watch it. Have they got Benedict just shadowing Foltz?
Well, maybe.
Perhaps.
His job as a safety was to be the last man of the last line of defense. And he was back there, but tell you what, a little less oomph on that pass, and it's trouble for the Warriors. Zabry Cox back deep. A little confusion. Now McWhorter lined up in punt formation. Cox backs up inside his 20. McWhorter, he'll punt the ball. Another low pump, bounces at the 30, and it's going to be down to about right at the 25-yard line where the Warriors will take over 1st and 10 with 8:38 to go in the 3rd period. This is Toyota Somerset's high school football presented by Ford Brothers Auctioneers and Realtors. And appreciate you tuning in. Say hello to all of our friends at Buffalo Wings and Rings. Tell you what, the lunch specials down there. I had 5 wings, big bowl of fries. pretty doggone good stuff today.
Y'all still doing lunch on Fridays?
We are. You need to come join us.
I can't. I could have today. I didn't think about it at all, so that's on me.
It's usually we're a bunch of guys that think they know a lot, get and talk a bunch of baloney and tell lies to each other. So, gonna see Benedict hands the ball off, goes up into the line of scrimmage. That's is that Eichmann or
Lewis?
Lewis, thank you.
Ran into his own man, it looked like.
Yeah, not going to get much, maybe a yard. We'll call it a half a yard.
Down for the Warriors.
Second down and 9. Clock running, 8:15 to go.
Framer checking out.
Xavier Cox checks in. Cox has caught 8 passes on the season. 74 yards. He's going to line up way out here by the numbers. Got one-on-one. And they're going to throw it. Man open in the middle. Excellent pass route. Excellent throw by Benedict. So what the Warriors did that time, they had twin receivers over here on the right, brought a man in motion, got the defense confused. Beautiful on the slant pattern for the Warriors. That catch was made by, was that Aiden Whitson?
That was Aiden Whitson?
Yep, number 22.
And Benedict looking sharp passing the football tonight.
He's throwing darts out there right now. 7:30 to go in the third. First down. Another Lakeland Insurance Group first down. One man in the backfield next to Benedict. He'll hand it off to Lewis. Lewis into the line of scrimmage.
Flying on the play.
Yeah. Let's see what this is about. I see a coach on the far sideline who wanted to throw a ball cap, but Warriors are backing up. Face mask. Wow, so short gain is going to turn into 15 yards. And another Lakeland Insurance Group first down. Of course, got to see Nick Hibbert up here a moment ago, our official Lake Emerald sports photographer. Thank you to Don Franklin's family of dealerships for helping support that. One of our most popular features online. Nick takes some beautiful photographs.
Yes, he
Two
does.
receivers each way, one man in the backfield. Snap, Benedict, quick toss. In the slot receiver down the middle, and that's number 22 again, Aiden Whitson.
They found him something, Bob.
They did.
Pass to Whitson is complete.
Playing off of that slot receiver and just running straight up the seam. A lot of times you'll see teams do that with tight ends, and the Warriors doing it with Whitson, who's lined up as a slot receiver. He's having to come off the sideline. Officials time out. I think he's got a helmet issue or something. The official made him come off.
Haynes checking in for Whitson. Maybe his face mask or his visor or something.
Ear pad. I don't know. These new helmets today, it seems like they got more parts than you can shake a stick at. Split receivers to the left. Snap. Give it up the middle. Lewis off the right side on a little counter action. Short gain, maybe a yard. Second down and 9. Warriors knocking on the door of that Rick Barker red zone.
Whitson must have a little blood on his face.
Okay.
Trainer attending to him at the moment.
Time to get the peroxide out. A little blood stop, a little peroxide. We were allowed to keep the blood on our uniforms when I played. In our leather helmets. Benedict snap, fakes, looks, now has to run out of the pocket, tries to set up a throw, and finally, I think he made a good decision. It's going to go as a big sack and loss there, but he was in trouble and didn't try to force anything.
Yeah, I was
huge loss.
I was worried how he was holding the football there. It was, back in my day, they said they called that a loaf of bread. Hold it like a loaf of bread.
So a 10-yard loss is going to make it third down and 20 now for the Warriors. Be interesting to see how you don't have to get it all here, but try to get if you can get half of it. Haynes and Cox split wide to the right. One man in the backfield. Low snap, gathered up by Benedict. He sprints out of trouble. Now takes off down the sideline and going to be dragged from behind. Possible horse collar. They're going to say he didn't pull it back, but he picked up half of the yardage he needed. So, got the ball down to the 17, so it's going to be 4th down and 9. 27, thank you. What did I say?
17.
Okay.
I hope maybe it's his premonition.
Well, they got to get to about the 17 to pick up the first down, so maybe you're right. Cox makes his way into the huddle. Benedict calls the play. Same formation. Been basically the same formation all night long. Man in motion now, goes across, fake the handoff on the jet sweep, now throws across the middle, goes through the hands of a couple of Jaguar defenders, falls incomplete, ball turned over on downs. Back to the Jaguars with 5:44 to go here in the third.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Of course, that drive did not come away with points, but positive drive for Southwestern. They're moving the football, doing some of that through the air, which making the defense think about it a little bit. I like what I'm seeing tonight from this offensive unit of Southwestern.
You know, and as you mentioned already, missing Caden Campbell coming into tonight's game, one of their top offensive linemen, and then Devin Leclerc, another one that is not going to see action in this second half. So, 1st down and 10 from the 27. Snap. McWhorter hands it off. Robinson, he tries to run to the left side and gets across the 30 to the 31. Short gain. Not been often that we've seen the Jaguars try to spread the ball out like that, run sideline to sideline, and trying to muscle their way up in the middle. That went a pretty good 1st down carry for 4.5 yards. 2nd and 6. Snap, a quarter, fakes the handoff to Robinson. He keeps it straight up the middle. Going to come up just shy of the 35-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 3. I believe that was Aiden Blitzen on the tackle. Excuse me, give it to Daughtery. Called his number a couple of times tonight.
He's active on the defensive side of the football, no doubt about that.
Jags need 3 yards. Warriors have 8 guys up on the line of scrimmage. Snap, handoff to Robinson, and he breaks a tackle, gets past the first line of defense and all the way out near midfield, and now we got a little, I don't think it was anything too egregious, no flags, but a 1st down for the Jags out near the midfield line. 48-yard line of North Laurel. 4:20 to go. In this 3rd quarter of play. See, Jordan Lewis has just checked out of the ball game. He's looking for a trainer. 4-man front. Crush it in. McWhorter keeps the ball right up the middle. And he'll pick up a good 3 yards, 2nd down and 7.
McWhorter on the keeper. He's brought down by Whitson. 2nd down, Jaguars.
It's just smash mouth football.
It is, and I had the same thought, Michael. I mean, this is kind of fun. I'm enjoying this.
Old school. It's old
a lot of people,
football.
Aren't used to seeing football like this, but I love it. Let's just line it up, mano a mano. 4-man front again for the Warriors. McWhorter keeps the ball, faked everybody out around the right end, across the 50, 40, down to the 35, we'll call it the 34-yard line. Tell you what, McWhorter, pretty good running back. Came into the night with 650 yards. Averages over 100 yards per game and has another 500 yards throwing the ball. Hasn't had the success there, just not been able to connect. 1st down, handoff, Robinson, left side, and he is going to breaks the tackle and he's gone. How in the world did he pull off that Houdini move? He goes 34 yards for the touchdown.
Yeah, it's tough. Just ran right through the tackler. And he's got speed there once he got in that second level.
So North Laurel scores for the first time since early in the first quarter. 3:04 left to go in the third. Tied up at 14 all. Jaguars, plenty of time on the play clock. Break the huddle. They'll line up in the swinging gate formation. This is, again, it's a numbers game. You look to see if they don't have everybody covered, they'll do something tricky with the ball. They're going to snap it, roll to the right, looking. Easy pass into the end zone, and that is caught by Colton Gilbert.
Pass to Gilbert is complete. 2-point conversion.
If you haven't been to the Rex restaurant in Nancy, Kentucky, you haven't had real home cooking like your grandma made, from their homemade chicken and dumplings and meatloaf to the best catfish in the Lake Cumberland area, you got to try the Rex. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. until 8 p.m. Closed on Sunday and Monday. They feature a full ice cream bar and Miss Brenda's homemade pies made fresh daily. They can accommodate large groups by reservation and can cater your business for lunch. And they will deliver to you. Rick Barker and the Rex restaurant, where they will feed you good and treat you right.
You been there?
I have not.
Oh, man. Well, here, I got a tip for you. When you get there, you order your slice of homemade pie first. Because if you don't, there's a good chance they run out of it by the time you get done eating dinner.
Okay.
Yes.
Protein.
And I would tell you that any of the pies are good, but my personal favorite, coconut cream. Delicious. Good food. Good people out there. You run into a lot of good folks out there as well. Appreciate Rick and the Rex restaurant. Ball teed up on the 40. Kick is squib kicked, and it's going to bounce, be bobbled, and picked up at about the 16-yard line, and it'll be dropped before we get to the 20-yard line on the return for Southwestern. That was, I believe, Lewis.
I think it was Eichmann.
Okay, thank you. Yep. I just listened to the play-by or the public address announcer.
It's Cody Ross, assistant basketball coach for the boys basketball team. Does a great job here on the DA.
Good job.
Huge possession here for Southwestern.
Of course, long time ago, Boat Blankenship was the public address announcer here. I'll tell you a story after this play. Then snap, quick throw again into that slot receiver at the hash mark and completed all the way out to the 41-yard line. Nice play there, and again that quick release, and that's what Coach Foley mentioned, that they were going to get
complete. Brought down by Poles. That's good for a
that's nice.
Yep.
Yeah, he's really nice.
So if you're a public address announcer, just like if you're doing radio or video, you got to always know when your mic's on and when your mic's off. I'll finish it after this play. Lewis behind, gets the handoff right side, barrels in to the line of scrimmage. And we're going to get a hold against Southwestern. I thought I saw a flag come flying in there, so that'll back the Warriors up 10 yards. So Boat Blankenship on a play, and he just made a comment in the press box, not realizing his microphone was still on, and just casually said, "I can't believe the ref threw the flag on that one." And it went out over the PA system, and, well, it resulted in another penalty against Southwestern.
Uh-oh.
So that'll back the Warriors up. So it'll be first down and 20 from the 31-yard line. .227 to go. Clock stopped. Not sure why they haven't restarted it. Man in motion. Looks, there's a man in the middle again, and that's caught across the 50-yard line. And now you're going to get another flag. I believe that's going to be a face mask of some sort.
What a run after the catch.
It was. Whitson just barreling his way, and now he's down on the turf. I think he's got a cramp. But they're going to get, I think, more yardage added onto this. I can't believe it would be on Whitson. One of the Warrior football players trying to help out with the spot put the ball up at the 42 of North Laurel, but the officials have it marked at the 45. But it is a first down, and the penalty is against the Jaguars. I didn't see what the call was.
Face mask on North Laurel.
So evidently we still have a 5-yard face mask in high school football. I did not know that. It's pretty much been eliminated, I think, and I do believe is Whitson gets some assistance off to the sideline. I do believe it's a cramp.
Well, I hope so. They've been losing players. We can't afford to keep losing.
Whitson's been the hot hand here in this quick passing game.
Yeah, Whitson, 4 catches, 54 yards on the evening.
Yeah, they're stretching that leg out as much as they can. But the bad part about those cramps is once they start, they're so hard to get over unless you can get some fluids in. 2 receivers left, and now the Warriors are short a man. Framer's going to check into the ball game. He'll line up in the slot on the right side. Snap, throw, caught, and going to step out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play. That was Kendall Wesley.
Wesley is complete. Holtz depending on the play. That's good for second down for the Warriors.
I like this quick passing game.
I do too.
If you'd have told me that was Jason Foley football after all the years, I'd have told you were crazy.
Benedict, 9 out of 12 for 188 yards and a touchdown.
It's a pretty good night.
That is a very good night.
Two receivers each way. Lewis in the backfield. Benedict takes the snap, makes a cut to the right, and he's going to have enough for the first down and a few more. Down at the 26-yard line, first down, 2:08 to go in this third period. Nice answer right now. Warriors need to finish this drive. Knocking on the door of that Rick Barker red zone, picking up another Lakeland Insurance Group.
First down.
Thank you. Benedict, sidecar to the right. That's Lewis. Hands it off. Lewis cuts back to the right, and that is actually Eichmann, I believe. I thought I saw number 4. Nope, I'm sorry. It was Lewis. He picks up 6 yards.
Second down, Warriors.
Tell you what, right now, as vaunted as this defensive front for North Laurel was coming into this game, Southwestern offensive line deserves a big old kudos.
Yeah, and that's been a question mark this season. That line has had some holes.
One wide receiver way to the left, tight end on the left as well. Fake, throw, over here, wide open, caught at the 15, then out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. Excellent play. Love this quick passing game. Catch by Wesley. How many catches does he have tonight?
Wesley has 4 for 56.
Came in, 10 catches on the season for 146 yards. So, big night for the young man. Avery Cox is going to go way out to the top of the field, out near the numbers. Snap, given, taken, Benedict across the 10, and they've got an extra yard just with keeping his balance and getting down inside the 10, maybe to the, we got a flag, holding on the offense. So that's going to come back. 26 seconds to go in this first or third quarter.
Flag on the play, a holding.
Yeah, you saw that at the end of that play where that hold was.
That'll take the Warriors back 10 yards. Still first down.
So first down and a whole bunch. They got to get down to the 3. Ball placed at the 23, 24-yard line. I'm not sure how that happened. So it'll be 3rd and 20 officially.
I think 1st and 20.
1st and 20, yeah, excuse me. Rolling to his right, Benedict, and he floated that one right into the arms of a defender. He didn't see him. We did up here. You could see it happening. And that interception gives the ball back and stops what looked to be a promising drive for the Warriors.
Laurel take over first down.
And that's why Woody Hayes used to say that only 3 things can happen on a forward pass, and 2 of them are bad.
Well, the pass game has been fruitful tonight for Southwestern. That one was just
I think Benedict just rushed that one a little bit, or a little miscommunication between him and his receiver. So first down and 10 for the Jaguars. They got the ball at the 23-yard line. 2 backs in the backfield, a fullback. They give it to the second man through, hit and dropped just across the line of scrimmage. That was Robinson.
Robinson on the carry. He's brought down by Dome. Brings up second down for the Jaguars.
Nice tackle from Beans.
Beans. It's a great name. I love it. And that horn you hear means we have reached the conclusion of the third quarter. We got 12 minutes left to play. 16-14 on your Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard. It's North Laurel on top of Southwestern. We'll be back after this.
JC Tucker Concrete.
Somerset, we're known for great service before and after the sale, and so much more. Since 1988, Toyota of Somerset has been supporting our local communities. And we sell and service what a number of different rating services call the most fuel-efficient, dependable, and safe vehicles on the road. Toyota. Toyota of Somerset, South Highway 27 Somerset, and online at toyotaofsomerset.com. At Toyota of Somerset, we're all about you. Homes, farms, commercial properties, and investment properties from all over Kentucky. Where? FordBrothersInc.com. Just click on, go to upcoming auctions, and you will be amazed. You can just browse or register to bid, and you're set. You'll have a front row seat to everything that you're looking for, whether it's live or online. Check out FordBrothersInc.com.
So, Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we're selling the country.
Back here at the reservation, quarter number 4, back with the calls. Bob Boone.
Thank you very much. Robinson's going to line up to the right of McWhorter. Spread in the field are the Jaguars. They'll hand it off to Robinson. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, spins away, and didn't get away, but drags a defender, would-be Warrior tackler up, and gets out to the 30-yard line to make it third down and about 3.
Robinson on the carry. He's brought down by Haynes.
Robinson's been a workhorse tonight.
Brings up third down for the Jaguars.
Yeah, and he runs powerful, low to the ground.
He is.
Hard to tackle.
In. Wide receiver split out wide. One in the near slot. Up top, 2 receivers to the left. Fakes the ball to Robinson. Keeping it is McWhorter. Gets close to the first down. He may have it. Let's see what the officials say.
That was...
Looks like he might be just a whisker short.
He's Whitson on the stop.
So 4th down and a yard.
Quarterback keeping by McWhorter. He's brought down by Whitson. Brings up 4th down for the Jaguars.
Wow.
Big play here for the Jaguars. It looks like you're going for it. I don't know that I like this call.
Well, I was going to say, this is district win or I don't know. It's just it's a gutsy call.
You don't want to give the ball to Southwestern in short field, but I'm going to line up McWhorter in the gun and now get a timeout from Steven Nelson across the way. That is Ronchal Realtor timeout.
It's their first of the half.
Looking for the perfect night out at Bruindale. You'll find some of the best pizza you ever put in your mouth. Handcrafted sandwiches, calzones, and a delicious salad bar. And to keep the good times flowing, there's a full-service bar. Friday nights, come and sing it like you own it with karaoke, where you're the star. Bruindale on South Highway 27 in Somerset, stoplight 21.
Got an idea?
Yes, sir.
You need to come down there. I know the bartender down there.
You know him?
I do know him. He's a good friend of mine.
Okay.
And we need to go down there and you come up. Let's sing a duet.
A karaoke
you and me, yeah.
Yeah, I would do it.
And if we get Matt up there, we could maybe, do a, what do they call that, a trio.
Matt'll record it. He'll watch YouTube for sure.
I would do it.
Facebook.
Would you do it?
I have no shame.
I don't either.
I have no shame. I would do it. I talked to McKinney the other day when we read this read, and he was like, I don't want to, I remember very poorly, but I don't think he was interested at all.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think he was interested at all. Now, karaoke, I could do it. I would.
All right. Sounds like we got a date. Maybe we can do a good duet or something. Not named Muskrat Love. You don't even know what I'm talking about there, do you?
No.
Captain and Tennille. We won't do one of them kind of duets. We do more like a Waylon and Willie.
Quick update from Pulaski County, 28-7 Maroons. 8 minutes to go.
Snap. McWhorter takes the ball, hit, and he's going to fall forward. He got hit at the line of scrimmage, and he just kind of slithered away from it and got down to the 35 or up to the 35. So picks up the first down. You got to admire Steven Nelson. He believed in his offensive line and his quarterback and said, we're going to pick this up, and they did. 1st and 10, new set of downs. 10-15 to go in the game.
11 first downs for North Laurel on the night.
Hand off to Robinson, and he's going to be met in the backfield. Falls forward for a couple of yards, but dragging a couple Warrior defenders. One of those on the play, Brody Walker, one of those seniors we celebrated earlier tonight. Second down, clock running. And North Laurel at this point going to be content, I think, to just run the clock as much as they can.
I can see why they would.
4-man front. Fakes the handoff, hitting the backfield, gets away, but doesn't get away from the second man. Does McWhorter.
Whitson
with the stop. I didn't see who it was. It was the first man there with the pressure.
First man was Brody Walker.
All right. Back-to-back good plays by the senior defensive lineman.
Whitson making a case for defensive player of the game.
Yes, he has. Now, did you just force North Laurel's hand to throw the ball? Twin receivers, 3-step drop out of the gun, looking all kinds of time. Throws it over here on the side, and they're going to say a catch, but he's going to be short of the first down. That time the Warriors not able to get any pressure on the quarterback, McWhorter.
Is complete.
It's going to be about a yard shy of the first down, so another big play here.
Jumbo set coming in. You kind of have two options, don't you? McWhorter or Robinson.
Last time it was McWhorter. Taking a long time in the huddle. 13 seconds left on the play clock. Not in any hurry. Still looking a little confused. Now they're down to 6 seconds on the play clock. Up under center. Full house backfield and a timeout. Southwestern calls timeout. After seeing the three backs in the backfield. A little bit of a wishbone set.
to Ron Shaw Realtor timeout here on Lake Cumberland Sports. When the pressure's on and you got to go on the field or in your home, go Big Blue. Big Blue Septic Service, your local experts for all your septic needs. We tackle tough clogs and keep things flowing smoothly. From pumping and inspections to repairs and installations, we're the heavy hitters in the septic world. Don't let a septic issue sideline your home. Call Big Blue Septic Service and experience the winning difference. Big Blue Septic Service, when you got to go Big Blue. Stressed, anxious, depressed? At Intrust Healthcare Counseling Services, we can get services started today. Intrust offers you the flexibility of providing you with counseling services in their office, on the phone, or through your computer. Give them a call at 606-676-0638 or visit their website at intrust-healthcare.com. At Intrust, your mental health matters.
Absolutely. And hey, don't forget 988 National Suicide Lifeline. Crisis and Lifeline. Call, text, or chat if you or someone you love is in a crisis. There's no shame. Reach out. Get somebody to talk to you right away and get you the help that you may need. That's 988. Call, text, chat. So, gonna line up with the, looks like the tush push package right now, except that McWhorter's in the gun. He's gonna line up, take off for the right side, and he has beaten the entire defense. He's gone 56-yard touchdown run, and that is a momentum killer, to say the least. Everybody loaded up, crammed the line of scrimmage, and there was no second line of defense.
That's a tough one.
At 8:43 of this fourth quarter. Jaguars huddled up. They've not attempted a kick point after yet. They'll line up in this swinging gate. Now they'll close it. Quarter in the gun, takes the snap, rolls to his right, looking. Now gets some pressure, circles back, throws back across the middle. Caught. Extra point is good. Wow. And now we got it. I just saw a late flag come down.
I mean, the receiver stood up and said something to the defender. Would be my assumption, but
unsportsmanlike conduct, and it's going to be against Southwestern. So that's going to go on the kickoff, and the proverbial wheels have fallen apart.
2-point conversion is good. Final play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
So now it's 24-14. Two-score advantage for the Jaguars, and they're going to get to kick off from the 45-yard line of Southwestern. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Back that up. He pointed towards North Laurel. So you saw what you saw, and I just didn't see anything. So they're going to back them all the way up to the 25-yard line. So this will be an advantage for Southwestern. Michael, we see running onto the field, Aiden Whitson.
He's hobbling.
He is hobbling, but tell you what, tougher than woodpecker lips. And the kick, again, a squibber. Going to bounce into the hands, picked up at the 42-yard line, working his way towards the middle, and not much there. Good coverage by North Laurel. Is that trying to get the number? Was that Gregory or was that Wesley?
It was Avery Cox on a return.
Cox, okay.
Cox on the return, he's brought down by Ledford. That'll be good for a first down, Warriors.
So it'll be first down Southwestern, 8:38 to go in regulation. Ball on the 47-yard line of the Warriors. Plenty of time left. They still have 2 timeouts, but they are down 2 scores. Wide receivers split each way, couple of tight ends. Hand off to the second man through, cut back, and may have had a face mask, but let's say he got jersey, not mask, and going to be tackled right there at the line of scrimmage is Eichmann.
It'll be second down for the Warriors.
Colson Eichmann came into the day 264 yards on 37 carries and a couple of touchdowns. I'm going to say he actually lost a yard.
I don't know if something was rolling down the field there.
It looked like an iPad or something. I don't know. Hope not. Things are expensive. 3 receivers to the left. Tight end on the right. Snap. Give. Jordan Lewis hit and dropped immediately. Does lunge forward for an extra yard. Gain of 2. 3rd down and 9. Clock continues to run and is quickly becoming the arch enemy of the Southwestern Warriors.
3rd down for the Warriors.
Southwestern does not seem to be in any bit of a hurry. Plenty of time on the play clock, 20 seconds. Two receivers left, 1 to the right, actually 2 to the right. Snap, fake the handoff, they give it on the little slip screen. That is Eichmann, and he's going to have enough for the first down. Well, I thought he would.
He appears to.
He had to get to the 43, and there they give the sign to move the chains and wind the clock. Just a little slip screen. Eichmann coming back in. 6:43, clock runs. Same formation. Pistol set. And we've got flags, movement, applause by the defensive front of the Jaguars, and that'll back the Warriors up 5. Those are drive killer penalties right there, and the Warriors can ill afford to
flag on the play, false start on the Warriors.
Have those.
First down.
Benedict comes back, gets a new play. Actually, that is Xavier Cox who has the play, runs it into the offense. Three receivers left, 1 to the right. Snap, quick throw out on the left side, caught back to the original line of scrimmage, and that is it. So it's going to be 3rd and 2nd down. Now 11.
Pass to Cox is complete.
10 and a half.
That'll bring up 2nd down for the Warriors.
Time becoming a major factor.
It really is. Already down to 25 seconds on the play clock. Benedict has to run a long way. Ball on the far left hash. Three receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Benedict takes the snap, looking to his left, gonna throw, has a man open, but overshoots his intended target.
Good idea.
Yeah, but just too much oomph. Kendall Wesley, the intended receiver, does stop the clock, however, with 5:10 to go.
For Wesley is incomplete. That brings us 3rd down for the
Nice
Warriors.
arm by the back judge. He just threw about a 35-yard pass to the sideline to get the old football off the field. So 3rd and 11, 4 down territory for the Warriors. It's time they go back to the 2 receivers on each side. And the Warriors drop. Benedict trying to use a hard count, pick up a cheap 5, and it cost his Warriors 5.
Flag on the play, false start on Southwestern. Get a 5-yard penalty and remain third down.
One of the guys, I can't remember which one it was, at the Buffalo Wings and Rings coaches show interviewing the players. He said his favorite quote from the coach was, "Just act deaf and watch the ball."
It's good advice.
Yeah, it is good advice. Act like you're deaf, watch the ball.
Warriors just appeared to maybe try a little lonesome polecat play, but the Jaguars picked it up. Now Benedict takes the snap, breaks free, gets into Jaguar territory, and he's going to be close to a first down. I think he's going to be about a yard short. A lonesome polecat. It's just where you have a receiver kind of hangs out near the sideline.
Big game on the quarterback keeper. 4th down short for the Warriors.
So Warriors need one here. Cox gets the play.
Southwestern
brought it in, but you're down to 4 minutes and 9 seconds clock running.
Southwestern currently 0 for 1 on 4th down conversion attempts. North Laurel is 4 out of 5 on those things. So
that's a big difference. There. Benedict takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws, and miscommunication. Well, looked like a play they had good intentions for, but your receivers got crossed up, and it's a timing throw. And one receiver went one way, one went another, and neither of them went the right way.
And they zigged when they should have zagged.
Yep.
On a 4th and 1, super surprised that was a pass call right there. But
yeah, because you get to stop the clock. That was interesting. So the turnover on downs, and now with 2 timeouts, Southwestern can stop the clock a couple of times, but got to think here with a couple of first downs, the Jaguars can sew this one away. Not in any hurry getting to the line of scrimmage. Over clock stopped on the change of possession. Snap and run around to the left side. Short gain on the play. That was McWhorter. Call it.
Can I borrow your piece of paper?
Yard and a half. Yes, sir.
The quarter on the carry. Poland with the tackle brings up 2nd down for the Jaguars.
2nd down. Warriors ought not to use a timeout here. I think if they get a stop here on 2nd down, you got to believe that they would burn one of them. 3:14, clock running. Robinson in the pistol behind McWhorter. Hands it to Robinson. He busts up the middle and is going to be hit. Tripped up just across the 40-yard line, shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and 2. And clock does stop briefly. Now it winds again. So 3rd down. Big play here. Surprised they're not calling timeout. You got 2. And I realize you're down 2 scores, but you don't get to keep them for next week. Power formation to the left. Quarter straight up the middle. Gets hit, and did he fall forward? It'll be close. It's going to depend on the spot. And I think they gave it to him. They did. So clock, nope. He didn't get it.
Quarter on the carry. He's brought down by Singhoffer.
He didn't get it. The way they moved the chains, I'm surprised they didn't measure. I don't think the way the ball was spotted. Of course, we don't have a great angle. I thought he had to get the ball all the way to the 44. It's just off the hash, so our angle's a little off. 1st down. Clock running. Power formation again. Handoff to Robinson. Keeps the legs churning. burrows his way under that, and now we get a timeout. Southwestern with 1:43 to go. A Ron Shaw Realtor timeout.
Robinson on the carry. He's brought down by Capella.
What's the next great play? Deciding what to eat after the game. Don't just settle for any fast food. Get a win for your taste buds with Wings and Rings. We've got over 12 sauces for our award-winning wings, from sweet to super spicy. Plus, we're more than just wings. Our loaded burgers, crispy onion rings, and mouth-watering mac and cheese are a guaranteed touchdown. Whether you're celebrating a big victory or just grabbing a bite with your team, make your next stop Wings and Rings. And a big thank you to Don Franklin, Somerset Family of Dealerships, Kentucky, for being the official photography sponsor of Lake Cumberland Sports. At Don Franklin, they work daily to provide their customers with the best possible experience. You can visit any one of their 5 Somerset locations or go on Facebook at Don Franklin Somerset Family of Dealerships, where they treat you like family.
1 minute, 43 seconds to go in this contest. Be sure and stay tuned for the Alton Blakely post-game wrap-up. We will name our United Cumberland Bank Defender of the Game, our Somerset Community College Offensive Player of the Game, as well as the Bruindo Lineman of the Game. Second down and 6. Ball's been whistled, ready for play. Jaguars taking their time, breaking the huddle. Don't really have to take their time here. Game clock's not running. Play clock down to 6. Under center is McWhorter. He'll spin, hand it off to Robinson. Right side, he breaks free, and he could be gone. He is. Touchdown Jags, and that's going to put a bow on this one for the Jaguars. And we have whistles and a couple of Jaguar players back here. Is it coming all the way back? It would appear so. I don't see the flag. So the only thing that did was cost the Southwestern Warriors a few seconds. Flag, the holding was clear up here at the 39-yard line. So if they mark it from the spot.
Robinson gets in the open field. He's got wheels.
He does. So runs the ball out to the up to the 39 of Southwestern. 10-yard penalty brings it back to the 49. So after it's all settled, it'll be second down and 3. Break for the Warriors because the clock hasn't started. Snap, and now we've got delay of game. Delay of game, or we got too many men. He looked like he was counting players, didn't he?
Yes, sir. I think Southwestern has 12 men on the field.
Still.
They do.
Yeah.
Get one off, Coach.
So that's going to make it a first down.
They still got 12 guys. Somebody's got to come off.
So, yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Flying on the play, the illegal participation will result in a first down for the Jaguars.
So the first down puts the ball 44-yard line, 1:34 to go. Warriors do have one timeout, but with that being a first down, Jaguars can line up in victory formation and run this one out. Let's see if they do. 3 backs in the backfield. Nope, they're going to hand it to Robinson, and he gets tripped up as he gets across the line of scrimmage, and now another timeout. Well, that's the last one utilized by the Warriors. And the Ron Shaw Realtor timeout.
Big thank you to Don Franklin, Somerset Family of Dealerships, Kentucky, for being the official photography sponsor of Lake Cumberland Sports. At Don Franklin work daily to provide their customers with the best possible experience. You can visit any one of their 5 Somerset locations or go on Facebook at Don Franklin, Somerset Family of Dealerships, where they treat you like family. And for all your real estate and auction needs, contact Rick Barker and his team at Godby Realty and Auction. They are starting their 65th year in the real estate and auction business, and they were selected again this year as the #1 real estate auction company. for your farm property, commercial property, residential, and personal property. Give the good people at Galbraith Realty and Auction a call today at 606-678-4865 and go to their website at galbraithrealty.com and see all their upcoming auctions. Whether on-site, online, or off-site, they will guide you to the best way to handle your auction. Rick Barker and Galbraith Realty and Auction. Names you know, names you can trust.
So the Jaguars still can take a knee here and run the clock out. It's just second down. 3 backs in the backfield. Power I formation. They're going to hand it off. No, McWhorter's going to roll out and take off running. And tell you what, for a team that's got a chance to make waves in the playoffs, I don't like this call at all.
The quarterback keeper, he's brought down by Eichmann.
Makes it third down.
Third down for the Jaguars.
For the Jaguars.
Pulaski County 42-7 final.
Yeah.
That was I thought that would be closer than that. I've been wrong all night long.
Got about a 45-second differential between the game clock and the play clock. I don't want to risk getting my quarterback or anybody else on my team hurt.
Yeah.
I take the snap in a shotgun and I just run backwards, run about 5 seconds off the clock and kneel down. Instead, they hand it to Robinson. He's going to spin away from a tackle, get across the yard to gain marker down to the 33. That'll stop the clock with 30 seconds to go. First down. Put a fresh 40 on the play clock. And it should be, because they stopped the clock, should be 25, but that's it. They don't have to run another play.
That's good for a first down for the Jaguars.
So, Southwestern fought valiantly.
They did.
And really put up a heck of a ball game. I think that probably will surprise a few people. North Laurel, they live to take on Pulaski County next week in a battle of unbeatens. And the Warriors travel to London. And we'll take on South Laurel in a game that'll be to avoid that fourth seed. Final score on your Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard, 24-14. We're going to step out, take a break. We'll finish things up after this.
Toyota of Somerset, we're known for great service before and after the sale, and so much more. Since 1988, Toyota of Somerset has been supporting our local communities. And we sell and service what a number of different rating services call the most fuel-efficient, dependable, and safe vehicles on the road. Toyota. Toyota of Somerset, South Highway 27 Somerset, and online at toyotaofsomerset.com. At Toyota of Somerset, we're all about you. Homes, farms, commercial properties, and investment properties from all over Kentucky. Where? FordBrothersInc.com. Just click on, go to upcoming auctions, and you will be amazed. You can just browse or register to bid, and you're set. You'll have a front row seat to everything that you're looking for. Whether it's live or online, check out FordBrothersInc.com.
So, Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we're selling the country.
It's all over at the reservation. 24-14 is your final score. It is the North Laurel Jaguars pulling away in the second half from the Southwestern Warriors. It was the Jaguars who got on the board in the first quarter with a 70-yard McWhorter to Fultz pass. Fultz ran it in to complete the two-point conversion. It was 8-0. It took exactly 2 plays, 69 yards. Eichmann from Benedict for the touchdown. The run failed, and it was 8-6. At the 3:40 mark of the second quarter, Benedict ran it in from 3.5 yards out. Eichmann's run was good for the 2-point conversion, and the Warriors went to the locker room with a 14-8 lead. At the 3:04 mark, of the third period, Robinson, 34-yard, Robinson got a 34-yard run, and then Gilbert caught the PAT conversion from McWhorter, and it was 16-14. Southwestern hung in there, but in the 8:43 mark of the fourth period, McWhorter took off a 46-yard play and completed the pass. It was good for the conversion, and that's how we got to the final score, 24-14. Michael?
Team stats, Southwestern had 16 Lakeland Insurance Group first downs on the evening, 113 yards on the ground on 29 carries, 208 yards through the air on 12 out of 18 pass attempts, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Southwestern was penalized 6 times for 48 yards. Southwestern 2 out of 8 on third down conversion attempts, 0 for 2 on fourth down conversion attempts. North Laurel, conversely, 15 Lakeland Insurance Group first downs, 234 yards on the ground with 43 rushes, 103 yards through the air on 6 out of 18 pass attempts, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. North Laurel penalized 5 times for 38 yards. North Laurel, 6 out of 15 for third down conversion attempts. Here's a stat for you. North Laurel, 4 out of 5 for fourth down conversion attempts. That was huge.
Yeah, got to get off the field.
Got to get off the field. Leaders tonight for North Laurel, Cooper Robinson, 21 rushes, 126 yards and a TD. Jude McWhorter, 20 rushes, 104 yards and a TD. Brody Pruitt, 1 for 1. Passing the football, Jude McWhorter, 8 for 16, 109 and a touchdown. Receiving the football, Braxton Fultz, 5 for 95 and a TD. And Colton Gilbert, 1 for 8. For Southwestern, rushing the football, Zach Benedict, 10 rushes, 50 yards and a touchdown. Jordan Lewis, 13 for 48. Colson Eichmann, 4 for 11. And Aiden Whitson, 1 for 1. Passing the football, Benedict had his best night of his high school career, in my opinion. 12 out of 18 for 208 and a touchdown and interception. And receiving the football, Colson Eichmann, 2 for 77 and a touchdown. Kendall Wesley, 4 for 56. Aiden Whitson, 4 for 54. And Zabry Cox, 2 for 21. We'll give out our players of the game, our Somerset Community College offensive player of the game. We're going to go with Zach Benedict. Hard not to. Zach's won this award several times this season, but he had his best performance of his high school career, in my opinion, tonight. So he's going to be our Somerset Community College offensive player of the game. Our United Cumberland Bank defensive player of the game is going to be Aiden Whitson. Aiden played excellent on both sides of the football. He's going to be our defensive player of the game. And our Bruin-Doe lineman of the game is going to go to Samuel Framer. Coach put him down on the defensive line tonight. He played big. He played very well. Southwestern, Bob, I'm not sure there's a thing as moral victories. But There's not. Southwestern played really, really well. I think they may silence some doubters. May have got on some radar for some opponents, though. Maybe taking them for granted. Not going to do that in the next couple of weeks. But Southwestern played well. Just not well enough to be victorious tonight as they start the district slate 0-1.
They do, and that part's unfortunate because they were in this ball game, and now they got a tough 3-game road stretch coming up. They got to go to South Laurel, who's headed back to London, licking their wounds after the loss they suffered tonight across town. That's going to be a big game, an important game, and I think it's going to be a game that Jason Foley can use to look at his players and say, okay, this is a heart check time for you guys. You guys have made a lot of improvements. We still got a lot of things to work on. Unfortunately, injuries are part of the game, and they played a role tonight. We know that, not making excuses, but the injuries do happen. Hopefully, the Warriors can get healthy going into next week at maybe make a difference in this district, and more importantly, make a difference in the playoffs when you get to the postseason. And then they're going to finish up with a tough one at Rock Castle. Never an easy place to play.
If Southwestern can play as well as they played tonight next week against South Laurel, they certainly got a chance in that football game, and that's the best they can hope for.
They can, and then we're not even talking about Pulaski County because we can't talk about Pulaski County. They're 2 weeks away.
That's right.
The game they have coming up is South Laurel.
That's exactly
They
right.
got to put all of their effort into that and prepare, But I think these boys got a lot to be proud of, and go look at the film, see where you made some mistakes, and correct those, and
Well,
get a win next
tonight was an introduction of the Southwestern pass attack.
It was.
And that is something that I've looked forward to for some time. You mentioned, Coach Foley mentioned the wrinkles. The wrinkles were effective.
We weren't lying, were we?
No.
He wasn't lying.
Let's continue to build upon that, and we'll take it from there. Bob, it was fun.
It was fun. Thanks for having me. Sorry, I'm not, took me a while to get the rust off. I may still have some, but I enjoyed it. I appreciate Josh, but I'll be glad that he's back here. And, but I had a lot of fun. I think I'm doing one more high school game. Last game